Alrighty, everybody, welcome on into the Central Committee stream with your host Mike from PA. We are live and alive at 7 a.m. Promises made, promises kept. Promises made, promises kept. We are live in the Central Committee stream. We are hanging out. We are back to politic. You know, chat, I'm sorry that we've taken a week of, that hard but necessary conversations about some of the topics in left-wing Twitch that have kind of stuck in my craw. But I don't want you to think that Mike from PA is now just going to be endlessly talking about this dumb shit. I will talk about moments in our culture that are politically relevant, like the QTCinderella homophobia situation, because I actually think I have a perspective on it that's unique from a lot of different people. There's a break from Hollywood and DOD. DOD lying that our missile defense is 100%. Pentagon disputes a House of Dynamite accuracy on missile reliability. Respectfully disagrees, says Catherine Bigelow, drama screenwriter. I haven't seen the House of Dynamite. Has anybody watched it? Is that any good? Non-Gloria, thank you for the 77 months. Mike, they put out a video with the jet that crashed in the South China Sea 2 to 3 days ago. Oh my lord. Did they punch out? Because that's like, yeah, you can see debris. Hitting the water at that speed with that angle is like hitting concrete. Do you ever deep condition your hair? Yes. I actually will probably do it tomorrow or maybe today. We'll see. The directors from Hurt Locker did use the military on this to stay independent. Oh, they really hate that. They really hate that. The document says the failure of the military to stop a missile headed for the continental U.S. depicted in the movie is okay as a compelling part of the drama intended for entertainment of the audience, but real-world capacities tell a different story. Interceptor missiles are said to have a 61% success rate to taking down incoming warheads, like the enemy missile heading to wipe out the greater Chicago area. As generals and officials scramble to find a solution or unleash global destruction. GBI, they launched from Alaska to take out the threat, fail, leaving the most powerful military force in human history suddenly out of options. As a counterpart, the DoD's Missile Defense Agency memo earlier this month says its multi-billion-dollar hit-to-kill systems displayed a 100% accuracy rate in testing for more than a decade. Come on, man. Bro, come on. We literally watched missiles get through, Iranian medium range missiles get through in Tel Aviv. Like, we know that these GBIs are not 100%. Are they powerful? Have we spent billions upon billions of dollars getting this capability? Yes. Is it 100%? Absolutely not. That's why we don't want to rely on them, and we don't want nuclear missiles to ever be launched in our direction or in any direction. The Atlantic had an interesting article about how the U.S. is losing the war in China. Okay, let's talk about what we're talking about today. Well, we're catching up on some of the politics that we've been slacking on. Hassan went to New York City Zohran rally, and I haven't really even talked about it much. Like, how fucked is that? How cooked am I that I didn't even talk about that? So many people are crashing out over Zohran's impending victory. There's a huge effort from the Democratic Party centrists to downplay it and be like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. You have a major Democratic official defeated in a primary and then unite with all the centrist Democrats, billionaires, and Republicans, and he still gets his shit kicked in. Sorry, that video I sent was misinformation. I should have looked at the comments first. Which one was that? Oh, okay. So this isn't the real video. Yeah, it looks like a French plane to me. What plane is it? I don't think this video doesn't seem to be real. Okay. See, I don't see these accounts oftentimes post shit that they're just trying to get attention. If they prevent Zohran from doing his job, the people will know why. He won't be quiet about what they're trying to do to him or preventing him from being able to do. He needs us to back him up every step of the way and vote and run in socialists to help consolidate our power and get shit done. Exactly. See, the thing about Zohran is once he wins, he's not going to be a Brandon Johnson. And the thing about Brandon Johnson is Brandon Johnson was not a socialist. He was socialist aligned. and he was an incompetent, and he's kind of dumb. And here's the thing about executive positions, especially in America. Personally, I don't love the fact that we got Zohran into the mayor's race. I gotta say it. I'm not a fan of running for mayor. I'm not. I gotta be completely honest. I'm not a fan. Because in America, the mayor's position has been so preempted by state and federal laws that the actual shit they could do is extremely limited. And Zohran has kind of carved out a few ideas that he could probably, pull off. Rent freeze, buses being fast and free, a strong position on being anti-Israel's genocide. I don't know that, it's not the best position as far as like wide sweeping, free childcare. I can't believe the DGG talking point didn't work. This is what I love. I fucking love this shit, dude. I love that I love that the internet, the centrist internet people are all the very few young people that are centrists are Cuxtony fans. And so they've been convinced that just saying dumb shit like this. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, they're all Bro, he wouldn't condemn globalized intifada. You think saying he didn't condemn Hassan Piker is going to move the needle? Holy shit, this is so awesome. Holy shit. So I want to talk about politics in general. Like, I've been thinking a lot about it. And one of the worst things about American politics today is that a lot of Democratic primary voters have been convinced that they just need to subsume what they believe in and just do this like hyper tactical way of approaching politics. You guys know what I mean, which is the vote blue no matter who. Don't criticize the Democrats ever. And one of the problems is that online, we've now got a lot of people on the left have taken the exact opposite position, which is never believe in anything, never pick your battles, be screaming, make every single disagreement the end of the fucking world, scream that no one is good enough and that nothing is, everyone's going to betray you, and that we now have a Democratic Party full of people that believe in nothing, and we have a left opposition that is completely antisocial and contrarian, and so nothing is ever good enough. No steps forward are worth taking. We have managed to achieve peak annoying in our politics, and I think a lot of people put me to the camp of, nothing's ever good enough. Actually, I have really low standards. I just have standards. Canadian rapper Drake and online influencer Aiden Ross have been sued along with sweepstakes casino website stake.us for promoting illegal online gambling in Missouri. The class action seeks to hold Drake and Ross liable for class members' gambling losses. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised stake exists. It is extremely fucking illegal, and I'm surprised the casinos haven't gotten them after them yet. Hey brother, have you changed your stream schedule? I told you guys I was going to be starting earlier. I told you guys I'm starting nice, fresh, and early, right at 7. But I don't wake up earlier. That's fine. Most of the earlier stuff is going to be more rambly shit from me, It's not going to be much earlier. Just I want to try to avoid going into like 7:30, 7:45 without starting. That's crazy. Mike is slowly pivoting to Chinese Standard Time to preempt the Chinese century. We're already in it, man. We're already in the Chinese century. You can't preempt shit. We're already there. We are already fucking there. I'm struggling after staying up for that World Series game. Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I saw people tweeting about it. That was like, how many innings did it get to? 17 or something? Okay, so I think one of the things, I think we should just get started with my least favorite person in the world. No, I'm kidding. Jon Stewart interviewing Zohran. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you understand. Like, I think a lot of the times, hey everybody, thanks for the resubs and the watch streaks and everything. I think one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is that we are starting from such a better position than we were even in 2020. There is no clear centrist frontrunner at all. We have a wide open seat. There is no centrist frontrunner. Donald Trump is term limited out. And best of all, he's talking about doing a third term. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is a sign that he's an authoritarian fascist. And you're not wrong. Okay? You're absolutely not wrong. Most Luciferian chatter, how you doing? He is an authoritarian fascist, but he's also doing something that's a little bit more subtle, which he's blocking the development of a successor. He's blocking the emergence of a successor who's going to take over for Trump. And he's getting really fucking old. Like, he's already in his 80s. He's getting fucking old. He might just drop dead one day. So by blocking the emergence of a successor, by entertaining conversations of a third term, he's actually putting the Republicans in an even tougher spot. And so that is really funny. So on the left, we've never had a better position than right now. I know that a lot of people, listen, things that are happening in the country, public policy wise, are fucking awful. There's no doubt about that. But as far as where we are positioning on the left, we've actually never been in a better position. And for the presidential election. And so many centrist Democrats, like, they're really, like, who is the best centrist Democrat successor? Gavin Newsom, cucked by Donald Trump Jr., was a legitimate failure as governor of California. Pete Buttigieg never has federal elected office. His tenure as Department of Transportation secretary was blunder after blunder. There isn't a clear centrist frontrunner. What? Kamala Harris is going to run again? Have you seen her campaign? Have you seen her book tour? Nobody likes her ass. Her book tour isn't boosting her popularity. As people are reminded of her, they're like, ew. And actually, that's another good thing. Because there's so many plausible centrists, donors don't know who to coalesce behind. So there's all this infighting. So all I'm saying is, for those of us on the left, this is an opportunity to run. And I think for a lot of people, they maybe you can claim it's, Obama. Maybe you can claim it's, I elected AOC and she didn't do Medicare for all on her own, which is a funny ending. I think one of the things about a lot of leftists is, hey, we elected one guy. Why hasn't our entire policy been enacted? Well, you didn't win enough. So you have to win a majority of people that agree with your policy for it to, like, be enacted. So you're yelling at people for not enacting a policy when they don't have a majority. You got to have, like, a certain level of minimum electoral competence. Like, I think a lot of what goes on the left is actually really, really embarrassing. And part of why centrists seem to get more purchase with normies, because a lot of socialists don't really try to formulate not socialists. A lot of online leftist influencer types don't even have a coherent idea of what they're aiming for, let alone understanding of basic civic knowledge. Like, how many streamers do you know that could explain the filibuster and the nuclear option off the top of their head? Maybe they could say, well, you need 60 votes to pass something in the Senate, which is not what the filibuster is. That's actually not correct. That would not get you a correct answer in Mike from PA's civics class. And because they don't have that information in their head, they cannot actually explain what's going wrong. Leftists are scaredy cats. We always perceive we are under attack, when in reality we are in a good place. We keep improving. The people around us keep getting more involved. Okay, I wouldn't say that we're in a good place. I would say that there is good opportunity, and there is young emerging leaders, and the youth, especially those young middle-aged people. And that's actually where politics shifts, chat. It's not what 18-year-olds think necessarily. It's what do your 35 to 45-year-olds think. And that cohort is more left-wing than it's ever been in America. There's a certain moment when we must use an opportunity for propaganda. Okay, so let's go into this. Like, I personally think if you're not a fan of Zohran, your politics are fucked. Now, there's some things that I'm concerned about. There's some, policies I don't agree with, some arguments and rhetoric he's used here at the end of the campaign that I think is a little bit too soft. But in general, I haven't seen any major policy shifts from Zohran in the course of this campaign that worry me that much. And he's been an outspoken advocate for Palestinian, right in the face of billionaire and Zionist demonization. And I think a lot of people, they farm clicks from the outrage culture. I think one of the things that really is common in the way people speak about politics is, how do I put this? People make outrage machines. They don't have any other gear but the outrage machine. And if we're actually going to turn our political beliefs into a political movement, we need more than just the outrage machine being pointed at everything. We also need to have the ability to do solidarity. We also need the ability to subsume our individual opinion for the greater good. There has to be some level of coalescence. Now, the big problem is the Democrats were arguing that, but coalescing around nothing. There was no political project. It was just the individual ambition of a politician. That is not something that people can coalesce around. They need real policy ideas. And say what you will about Zohran, he is advancing real policy ideas.
My guest tonight.
So now let's get going with some videos, so I don't just have to rant for an hour, of Jon Stewart is having Zohran on. And I can tell you, chat, this is not what it was like. This is not what it was like in 2013. I want you to understand that if you were to compare where we were with Bernie Sanders in 2016, but you looked at the calendar today is 2013. Was an up and coming socialist about to win the mayor of New York City and going on Jon Stewart's show in October of 2013? No. Our entire political Overton window has shifted, and we, ladies and gentlemen, have an opportunity. Volunteers for an odd year mayor's race, and the Democratic Party is looking for ways to shit on this man. And more importantly, signal to their voters who care about defeating Republicans that this is too risky. Imagine if the Democratic Party leaned into youth excitement. Imagine if the Democratic Party leaned into these policy ideas. None of these policy ideas are impossible. None of these policy ideas don't already exist somewhere. Austria, Vienna in particular, has had rent control since the 90s. Rent control doesn't hurt as long as you are constructing social and public housing that is high quality. Oftentimes, all that rent control does is prevent price gouging, where landlords are able to gouge during periods of inflation or periods of upset. That is, I mean, rent control is really an anti-price gouging measure because it's not a rent, because landlords can still raise the rent, oftentimes by more than inflation. So rent control is not some sort of like, oh, you must, the rent costs must be below the market rates. No, this is anti-gouging measure, an anti-monopoly measure. I watched this with my family last night, and my beloved alcoholic South Texas stepfather threw a whiskey haze butter. And I really like this guy, man. He is a generationally likable guy. Yeah, I love Zohran. He's great. 90,000 volunteers knocking all throughout New York, and none of them are being shot. I'm pointing this out because there's this like fucking crazy belief that cities are super duper dangerous, right? Cities are super dangerous, and it is so, and people are on edge and stranger danger. But wait, 90,000 people walking all through New York City with nothing but a fucking clipboard and a bumper sticker and some pens and maybe their cell phone. And are they being hurt? Are they being assaulted? Are they being shot? No, they're fucking not. People of all races, all creeds, walking out into their community, connecting with their community, and there isn't violence. It's almost like the right-wing fear-mongering that you get pumped through your fucking screens is not true.
Understand.
I think this take from Hassan would have more traction than Hassan said America deserved 9/11. What's this?
Makes the best goddamn club sandwiches too. Num, num, num. Wawa makes the best goddamn club sandwiches too. Shit's so fire. Oh, God. Greatest thing about the tri-state is Wawa. Like, New Jersey, awful for every other reason other than Wawa. Wawa is like the one fucking redeeming quality of New Jersey.
All right. Wawa is Pennsylvanian, you fucking son of a bitch. That is Pennsylvania culture settling and colonizing New Jersey. And you know what? So the best thing about New Jersey is from Pennsylvania? You're goddamn right it is. This is like, God, it's like, honestly, chat, if I'm being completely honest, New Jersey should be annexed. Half of it should go to Pennsylvania, and half of it should go to New Jersey. There shouldn't be a New Jersey, okay? It is the suburbs of Philadelphia or the suburbs of New York City, okay? Like, let's be fucking honest with ourselves right now, okay? Let's be honest with ourselves. Did I say New Jersey? The suburbs of New York City, rather. Sorry. Northern New Jersey is the suburbs of New York City. Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? And as somebody who's been to Phillipsburg, New Jersey a lot, the only reason I was there is because that's where the first weed store is when you go over the border, okay? If you want legal weed in PA, you would cross right over that the Delaware River to Phillipsburg. It was closer to me for legal weed. All right, I'm sorry. I keep trashing New Jersey, and I'm getting all the New Jersey. People are suddenly feeling New Jersey pride for the first time in history.
That politics is not something you have.
Largest storm to ever hit. Melissa is now stronger than Katrina was before it made landfall. Yeah, actually, I might divert my cover. I might spend some of the stream talking about Hurricane Melissa because it is a climate change hypercane, and not enough people are talking about it, even on the left. Like this is literally a climate change hypercane. It's the strongest storm to ever hit Jamaica. Like, do you guys understand? Like, this is climate change. Like, and again, there's only one country in the world that's actually taking climate change seriously, and it's fucking China. I mean, there are a couple small European countries that have already gone 100% renewable because they had, they had very, very, very favorable geography for hydropower. Like, the only countries that have really gone 100% renewable are the countries where, like, they could basically get most of their power from dams because they had really favorable geography. Let's be completely honest. Am I going to be covering Sudan? Yeah, I need to do more a Sudan deep dive soon. Don't worry, it's on my list. I've been just dealing with bullshit, when your partner gets harassed. It kind of pisses you off and it gets you distracted for a while. Sorry about that, guys. And I apologize, everybody, for not coming to you guys sooner. I promise I won't do that anymore. I promise that I won't let people like harass me behind the scenes for weeks and weeks and weeks anymore. If there's somebody who's like sneak dissing me or being a piece of shit, I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat. I didn't want to do it, but I think I've learned now that you should just confront people when they're like cruel to you for no reason. You should just confront them immediately. Like, don't let people get comfortable being cruel to you. And it's what I would have done. Like, I learned that lesson as a fucking 7-year-old moving, for the first time from Virginia Beach, Virginia to, a military school in Tokyo. Okay. I learned that very quick. You got to stand up for yourself right away. Mike from VA. Yeah, I've lived in Virginia a number of times as well. I lived in Virginia Beach. And I lived in Fairfax County in Virginia for my Virginia bros. Virginia, Mike is CIA confirmed. Monka? But I was like, I was a very small child, chat. I was in 6th grade one time and I was 5 the other time. So I was a kid. I was not an adult. But I kind of know Virginia. I know Northern Virginia a lot better than Virginia Beach. I don't really know Virginia Beach that well at all because I was 5. Virginia is gorgeous. I honestly think Virginia is slightly underrated now, which is kind of crazy. Colorado is the most overrated state by far. But it is good. I just want to say this. Colorado is extremely overrated, but it's still good. Like, I get why people went there when it was cheap. It used to be supremely underrated, but now it's overrated as fuck and way too expensive for what it is. But I honestly like a lot of different places in America. America is actually pretty sweet. It just bums me out how almost everywhere in America they fucking fumbled the bag. Wait, am I turning these off or am I turning them on? Okay, I guess these are off. China censors online freedom. New influencer law demands degrees to discuss health, law, and finance. Can you imagine how many streamers would be left? How many political streamers would be left if you actually had to have education in law or politics? I'm like, please enact this immediately. I'll never have to listen to Asmongold, Destiny, half of the people who don't like me immediately. It'll be fun. It'll just me and Hassan and a few other people. Based. Isn't that from the Epoch's Times? Yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure this is like propaganda, but it's one of those propagandas where everybody,
You know, it's often
also very true. This is why the East Coast, like honestly, the East Coast is where my heart is, because, and it's funny because sometimes I forget, like I have an international audience. And so a lot of the times I act in a way that it just comes natural because I spent most of my time on the East Coast and the Northeast. And we tend to be a little bit more grumpy, a little bit more direct. You know, there's an old there's something that I've been saying to explain it for a while now, which is people from the East Coast are nice but not kind, and people from the West Coast are kind but not nice. And what I mean by that, or excuse me, the opposite. It's the opposite. People from the East Coast are kind but not nice, and people from the West Coast are nice but not kind. And what does that mean? And the example that we use is if you get a flat tire in Philadelphia and you're struggling to put it on, you're struggling to change that tire, a guy from Philadelphia will roll up and he'll say, "What the fuck? Did you hit a pothole? You fucking idiot. Pay attention when you drive, jackass. What, you don't know how to fucking change a tire, you incompetent moron? Here, get out of the fucking way. Let me do it for it. Let me show you how to do it. Every adult should know how to change a tire, you fucking moron. Here, watch me. I'll teach you." And they'll change the tire for you. Okay? And then you'll be out on your way. But you'll be berated the entire time they're helping you. That's me. That's me. And that's why I rub a lot of people the wrong way, especially from the South, especially from the West. That's me. On the West Coast, they'll see you with a flat tire and struggling to change it. They'll roll up and they'll go, "Oh man, that sucks, dude. You okay? How's your mental? You feeling okay? I see you're struggling with that flat tire. Don't worry, bro. I believe in you. You can get that shit done. All right, man. I got a Pilates I got to get to. I'll see you. Let me know how it goes. I believe in you, brother." And they'll fucking roll out. That is the opposite. I hate that shit. I'm sitting there struggling with what the fuck? And so I don't vibe with the fake nice. I like the actual kind. I don't like fakeness. I don't like two-faced people. I don't like scumbags who to your face cordial to you, but behind they got knives out for you. For me, it's like if I have a problem with you, I go right to you and I tell you to your face, "This is my problem with you. This is my problem with you. And I'm telling you because I want you to change, brother." What the fuck is wrong with that? That seems normal to me. I really struggle with the, like, honestly, Regina George liberals of Twitch. Like, I guess I'm too autistic for it. Maybe that's California, but not Colorado, buddy. We are nice and kind here. Colorado is not the West. Colorado is the mountains. You're not part of the West. You are part of the mountains. I honestly think that people don't understand mountain culture is different than West Coast culture. Mountain culture is we could be blown into a fucking thunderstorm or blizzard that comes out of nowhere from a clear blue sky, and we have to have each other's backs. Like, it's a little bit different. Like, Colorado has some of the most extreme weather fluctuations, and you could literally go from, "Oh, I'm totally fine," to, "Oh, I'm about to die," just because weather changes so quickly. So you have to have each other's backs out there on the plains, especially where the plains hit the mountains. Is this why the best politicians in the US are from the East Coast? I mean, there's some good people from the Midwest too. There's some guy on Reddit posting a clip all over Zohran saying, "We have to make clear that when the boot of the NYPD is on your neck, it's been laced by the IDF." In an attempt to frame him negatively, literally everyone is agreeing with Zohran. Link me immediately. It's funny because, like, when I met Vio was like, "Wow, Mike, you're the most Austrian-coded American I've ever met." I don't know if that's a compliment. in the sense that Austrians from Viennese people are very blunt. They're very blunt. And they look you right in the eye, which is kind of what I vibe with that. The other thing is, in German-speaking culture, and this is kind of like we're getting off on a tangent here, but in German-speaking culture, they don't treat autism in the same way as they do in English-speaking culture. In English-speaking culture, they kind of treat it as like a disability, whereas in German-speaking culture, it's more of like a personality type, if that makes sense. It's like, okay, this person is wired this way. We just have to, like, kind of accommodate their personality. Whereas in the US, that they treat it more like a disability. And I completely agree with the Germans on this. Like, there's nothing wrong with being autistic. Like, in fact, most autistic people just need a little bit of help navigating social situations and given, you know, that's why Germans are so, like, weird about social rules because that's how they mitigate the problems. Is it's like we have rules about you're supposed to do this, this, and this, and you follow the rules so that we all live together. There can be some problems with being too rule oriented, but you get my point. As a German autistic, I have no idea what you're saying. That's not been my experience at all here, dog. I mean, maybe you're super autistic, Sticks Theory, and you're like crossing into the like extreme level. But have you seen a German talking about sorting trash? Have you seen a German talking about sorting trash? You know I'm right. You know I'm fucking right. Das ist kein that's Biomule or whatever the fuck it is. Kein Restmule. Whatever the fuck. I can't pronounce German words, but you get my point. That goes, there's like 5 different trash cans. And if you put the wrong trash in the wrong trash, every German will come out of their house, literally, and go, I can't believe you did that. Put it in the right trash can. I don't know how else to describe that. That's true. Every German is a cop. Okay. You're just agreeing with me. But that's not a cop, honest. Although I do think part of the problem with Germans in general is they are a little bit cop coded. That is kind of true. Okay, chat, hold on. Zohran being incredibly based.
The importance for me of international solidarity is that it takes me out of the American political landscape and reminds me just how tame some of the things are that I'm actually calling for. And it reminds me of the necessity of grounding ourselves in the struggles as opposed to the fights around the struggle. For anyone to care about these issues, we have to make clear that when the boot of the NYPD is on your neck, it's been laced by the IDF. We're in a country where those connections are...
Okay, so this guy posted this everywhere, but I click on his name and it's all hidden. 4-year Reddit age. Took part in place 2022. What was the year where they destroyed fish? What was the year that DGG obsessively destroyed fish? Okay, so Mike says that all Germans are autists because they separate their trash. Okay, calm down, Lazy K. It's called making a joke. I was making a joke. That's the whole point. That's called a humorous anecdote. It wasn't a serious point about that meaning Germans are really autistic. Okay, that was a humorous anecdote to make Dick's theory kind of reimagine that maybe actually his culture is a little bit more order focused than he thinks. I think this guy is actually first time taking the rubbish out in Germany and Austria, by the way. He put it in the wrong trash. That was actually really good. Okay, so this has to be an American or Brit moving to Germany because there's no fucking way.
In Germany, we don't say, oh look, it's a rainbow.
Wow.
You know what they say? Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We say,
Regenbogen am Morgen machen dem Schäfer Sorgen, aber am Abend ist ihm labend.
in Germany, we don't say.
Still versus Sparkle. I'm a sparkling baddie. I'm a sparkling baddie. Brooklyn, bitte.
This is the end for you, my Auslander. I have failed you, mate. Moment.
Luft. Anyway, what was I saying? Going back to Zohran. All right, let's keep going. I think one of the things about Zohran is that he is likable everywhere. Is that he has that East Coast backbone, but he has a very he's a kind East Coaster, but he still stands up and confronts people who are assholes. Like, and I think this is what makes him universally likable, because he's actually a nice person, but he was raised in New York. And we need more nice people who were raised in New York, if you get my point. We need more people that are like, they're nice, but they have that iron rod backbone. And then when you hurt people, they're in your fucking face fighting back. That's why I fuck with him so hard. Yeah, we saw this yesterday, Chap Pico, but maybe I'll play it again because it is a banger.
As uncomfortable as it may be, the chief guest this evening is the leader of the House Democratic Caucus. He's Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. And Congressman Jeffries has yet to call for a ceasefire. Congressman Jeffries has said that he seriously supports President Biden's request for an additional $14 billion in military funding for Israel. And I must ask Congressman Jeffries, how many more Palestinians must be killed before you call for a ceasefire? How many more?
What a king, dude. What a fucking king.
Framed as a, but frankly, I think will be also the.
Chat, okay, so this Oppo research, sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so what year was the DGG attack on fish? Was that the 2022 place? Okay, so is this literally a DGG? Okay, hold on, we gotta find this because he's hiding his post history. Just click the search and you'll see his history. Oh damn. Looks like we don't have a Destiny guy after all. Maybe it's just all moderator of 2 communities with 1 member each. All right, somebody has told me to search Reddit. Okay, he's posting in what companies benefit and profit from Trump's Medicaid, ACA, Obamacare cuts. Posting in r/ask economics. Neoliberal Zionist detected. Why are you always so obsessed with who people follow? How many hogs follow you and Hassan? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, okay. It's very simple. I'm laughing at the idea that being anti-Israel would be some sort of negative for Zohran Mamdani in October of 2028. The only person that would be a Redditor and think that literally must come from a psychotic community that is out of touch beyond belief. And noticing that makes it very funny. It's very funny when it's proven to be correct. So it always makes me smile when I can immediately read these people to filth. Also, why was this posted to cringe TikToks as a Reddit video? Because I'm sorry, that is what the anti-Hassad Discord subreddit raiders are doing now. They're posting videos, edited videos to Reddits as opposed to linking to the fucking directly to the source, which, by the way, the purpose of Reddit is to be a link aggregator, but now they're turning it into a propaganda website. Okay, the IDF trades the NYPD and he's calling out the role of the militarization of police. He's not wrong. No one really likes Israel anymore. Sorry. Where's the lie? I'm gonna own these libs so hard. He's right. I agree with him. Oh, are stocks soaring? Yeah, because the Trump administration put out rumors that they're gonna have a deal with China. And again, Taco Trump. Trump's not gonna let the economy crash because of his tariffs. He will always cave, right? Trump will always fucking cave. It has nothing to do whatsoever. He's not gonna let the stock market crash. The stock market, if it crashes, will be because the AI bubble bursts, and that'll have nothing to do with Trump. This is just a pro tip.
Delivery of a politics that can actually aspire for more than what you're living through. And for so many people across the city, politics has just become synonymous.
Wish me luck. Might be jobless by the end of the day due to layoffs. Good luck, Zendoria. Do you have a meeting with a consultant or your boss? Are you scheduled for a meeting? Tell me if you're scheduled for a meeting or not. Do you have a meeting? We're waiting. Nope, not yet, but okay, well, don't get the Lulu, but that's a good sign, right? That could be a good sign, unless they're firing everyone. I'm not trying to give you false hope. I will say this, chat. I went to Costco last weekend, and I've never seen Costco more full in my life. And Costco has always been kind of busy, but I needed paper towels. And I only like to buy paper towels in bulk once a fucking year, okay? Because that, you get fucking cooked if you buy it in the singular, if you buy them one at a time from the grocery store, okay? And it was so absolutely packed. It blew my fucking mind. Although, I gotta be honest, chat, I was walking by the soda aisle and I was like, this is insanely expensive. What the fuck? How the fuck is sugar water going for $20 for a 35 pack? A 36 pack. What the fuck? A 12 pack of Diet Coke in my grocery store is $13. It's crazy. Canned soda scales with aluminum. Bro, I'm sorry, but the aluminum in the fucking, Dr. Pepper pack is not $10 worth, okay? Like, come on. But I don't really buy soda anymore, chat. I buy, I have like a seltzer water maker, and that's what I drink. And no, it's not a fucking soda stream. Jesus Christ, get out of here. It's a really good brand. What is it called? It's made in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I told you guys last year when I got it, and it still works. Fuck, what is it called? Drinkmate. Thank you. The Drinkmate is sick. All right, let's get back to the Zohran video, chat. Okay, I'm gonna say tanky mic take. Get your DSA tankies rolling. DSA tankies in the rolling. Your streets should be pleasant, shaded with lush canopies of fresh foliage, have good quality public transit that is clean, and there should be no potholes, and the sidewalks should be flat and level, and people should not be having mental health crises wandering into traffic on the streets. And there should be no waste, animal or human, anywhere. And there should be no piss stench. This is basic fucking truth. How is that tanky? You don't know enough anarchists. You don't know enough anarchists. Public parks should be places where elderly people and children are relaxing and playing. That's what public parks should be. They should be an oasis of greenery. And there should be a lot of natural surveillance, meaning people, just regular people all walking around being neighborly to each other. That is what it should look like. I want to show you what a public park should look like. At night in China, this is what it looks like in public parks.
Chinese uncles and aunts. They're deeply passionate. You know, in every city square and a park in China during the evening, they're occupied by Chinese uncles and aunts. They're deeply passionate about square dancing. And there's a great variety of dance styles. The quickest way to join them is to simply walk into their formation and start dancing along. Chinese uncles and aunts are really a magical group of people, and they always shine brightly at night. I hope that everyone who comes to China can find an old friend.
That's legitimately what it should be like. And so when Jon Stewart talks about order or whatever, disorder, what we mean is when you're on the street and there could be 250 people walking down the street, and if there's one person who's in the middle of the street with clothes that are falling off their body, screaming incoherently, spitting, ranting, intimidating people, all of those people feel fucked up. All of those people feel stressed. This literally happens all the time in American cities, and there's no point in denying it because I live in one, and I've lived in cities my entire life. I've lived in some suburbs as well in various points of my life, but I've spent more time living in cities than I have spent time living, and they have gotten worse. There are more people that are in absolute states of total despair than there used to be. This is just a fucking fact, and I could show you the numbers, but also my personal experience. Not liking that is called being a compassionate human being. Now, what makes you an evil asshole is if you blame those people for their problems instead of society at large. That's the difference between the left and the right. The left sees those people and say, we are failing them. The right sees those people and say, they deserve to die. That's the difference between the left and the right. But acknowledging the problem is not wrong. I could walk outside in any direction for 10 minutes in Pasadena, California, and I would experience what you just said. Yes, I know. And in fact, most people who live in the streets are actually really kind and don't even bother you. Like, I walk around my homeless neighbors. They don't even ask me for anything. Like, I legitimately can say you don't even get panhandled anymore. Like, the amount of panhandling has decreased. It's just desperate people that have nowhere else to go. They're not even like it's actually crazy how sad it is. And every time I see it, it pisses me the fuck off. And it's not wrong to be pissed off about it. It's security is where we disagree, right? How you get security is where you disagree. I think everybody who's ever been to a bar in a kind of at 2 a.m. at last call on a Saturday night has seen that we do need a few people looking out for the belligerent assholes right? Like everybody who has been to a bar at 2 a.m. knows what I'm talking about. Sometimes people are just aggressive, belligerent, harassing, won't take no for an answer. We need people to step in and intervene on behalf of people like that. Everybody understands that. Everybody agrees with that. But how do we do it in a way? How do we empower interveners while not setting up an oppressive state apparatus that serves the rich? That's what we're worried about. That's what we're opposed to. And that's what American police are for. But the reason why we have disorder, the reason why we have violence and organized crime is because millions of people have no fucking path to a good and secure life by following the rules. If you work 40 hours a week at a minimum wage job, your life is fucking hell. No wonder there is disorder. You have a full-time job and you can't afford a roof over your head and food on your fucking plate. Of course you're gonna have disorder. Of course you're gonna have crime. Of course you're gonna have people that hate the society because they have no hope. You kill hope, then you get violent. I hate the Democrats so much. Is like, my success is 100% based on the fact that regular fucking people want to know the details. They want to know the facts. They want to know the arguments. They want to know how shit really works. They want to know why I believe in Medicare for all or social housing, and they want it to be more than just a moral argument. Because I will honestly and truly be, and this is why a lot of people don't like me. I don't like moral arguments. I'm an orthodox Marxist. I don't like when people say we should do that because it's the right thing to do. I honestly don't like that as a reason to do something. Like, that's nice as gilding the lily, but the lily itself has to be rooted firmly in the ground, okay? Just because we ought to do something doesn't mean we can. And so I focus my life on the can and the how. And so that is why my stream is what it is. It is, if you ask me about any policy I support, I could tell you in detail why I support it. And from a public policy side and from a political side, why it's popular and why it's right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what separates Zohran's campaign than so many other so-called left-wing campaigns. He's not out there saying we should do X, Y, and Z because it's moral. He's saying we should do X, Y, and Z because it is what will raise the standard of living of New Yorkers. That is what I care about. That's what I want you to know. And I also want to learn from you. If you're a subject matter expert, if you know a lot about something, I want you to tell me. I want us to talk about it. And I want you to say, and when I say something in your area, I want you to fact check me. I want you to, if you have an education, if you have an expertise, and I'm talking about your shit, I want you to tell me whether or not I'm off the fucking rails, because I take public policy seriously. I paint cars. I don't know anything about painting cars. Maybe you sand it, Bondo, then you put a primer. Bondo, it fills in the like little dents and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to paint a car. Mike, will you start talking more about ecological restoration so I can feel smart? Mike, your biggest knowledge weakness is pronouncing names correctly. Yeah, that's actually true. Dude, Bet, I'll happily fact check and support you. As a young tax executive, I've been so impressed by how many young people really want to understand how the tax reconciliation bill is a grift for the rich. It's super encouraging to me. People want to know. Okay, tax executive, not tier 3. First of all, let me just say this. There are places that are much denser than NYC, and there's plenty of places inside the boroughs that are not dense at all. There are a bunch of single family homes sitting around, and it's very dumb, okay? I'm sorry, but New York City has some really good density, but it also has a lot of places within the 5 boroughs that are not dense at all that should be denser. I'm sorry, this is silly shit. This is silly fucking shit. Is density always good? In a nutshell, yes. Because it's already a built up area that already has the infrastructure. And it's better than turning green space. Sprawl makes everything more expensive. Because sprawl equals, you have to have roads connected to the sprawl, which means more people need to be in cars or transit. You have to have longer pipes to move the water around. More electricity, that wire length that has to go. Like, it means more infrastructure. It means more maintenance. Density is good. And building up is cheaper than building out. I know this is something that a lot of people are surprised to hear, but building up is cheaper than building wider. Now, there's a certain level where building up gets more expensive than building wider, where it depends on the land value. But it's very cheap to build up to 7 stories. No problem. Math does surprise people somehow. I know.
Probably wield some, but man, oh man, what an exciting.
Thank
and
you.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
I think one of the things is, like, I've been a Zohran fan since basically day one when he made that video with the Gravel Institute about social housing. And I want to show you something, chat. And one point that I really would like to make is that at no point did Jon Stewart ask him about fucking Israel and whether or not he condemns hummus or not. It's like, thank fucking God we're not talking about Israel for fucking once. On the one hand, I want all the pro-Israel people to expose themselves. But on the other, it gets tiring to listen to. Voters age 55 and older made up just over 50% of the early voting turnout, marking a dramatic shift for the Democratic primary when younger voters aged 25 to 34 dominated turnout during early voting, according to an analysis of voter data obtained by The Gothamist. This is something that happens a lot whenever people who have the IQ of a goldfish start talking about early voting, is they cannot analyze it at all. Young people vote at the end of the early voting period, not the very beginning. What is notable about the early vote is where turnout is highest, and turnout is highest in places that are most pro-Mamdani and lowest in places that are not pro-Mamdani. So there is a geographic indication of where the enthusiasm is coming from. And it's very clear, it's very obvious, and it's kind of embarrassing that this is what we have to listen to.
I would love to be out protest. I would love to be out. A person like me could get killed.
Okay, hold on. Let's not find ourselves in a Plattner distraction right now. Okay, we're talking about Zohran. I know people don't care about the environment anymore, but 1.5 degrees C is dead. 1.5 degrees C is dead. So-called centrist politicians would rather we slide into fascism and authoritarianism than rebuild our world to give us a chance of surviving where we're heading. Because survival would mean dismantling the corporations that own these centrist politicians. It wouldn't even require that. That's the thing that's so funny. That's what's so funny, is there could have been a centrist response to climate change. There was a centrist response to the hole in the ozone layer, but they couldn't eat their, like, the corruption of our system is so complete that they can't even tinker anymore. It's like I say this often, Medicare for all is the centrist healthcare solution. It's not the far left's healthcare solution. It is the centrist healthcare solution. But we are so fucking corrupt that we can't even do liberal tinkering anymore because the corporations that make billions have bought our politicians so comprehensively. We can't even go and say, hey, you could have private healthcares, you could have private doctors, they can operate for profit, but we're going to make sure that every single person has guaranteed financing for these procedures. That's a centrist position. That is not the far left position. The far left position is the government runs all healthcare. Every doctor, every nurse is an employee of the government. Every hospital is owned by the government. That is the far left position. Medicare for all is the centrist position. It's the moderate position. And our country is so far right and so corrupted that they position the centrist compromise as if it's far left.
Another law that's already on the books, the city has a climate law, Local Law 97, that will require a large percentage of the buildings in the city to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 40% by 2030 or face financial penalties. As you know, some co-ops, condos, and landlords are afraid of crushing expenses, but buildings account for 70% of the city's climate pollution emissions, so reduction would need to include that sector. You all have taken different positions on this. I want our viewers and listeners to hear each of you, starting with Mr. Cuomo in this case. Would you abide by and make others abide by Local Law 97 as it stands?
As it stands, you're going to have to be flexible in the application. What's going to happen now is many companies will just pay the fine because it's cheaper than actually following the rules. And that's the last thing you want. That accomplishes nothing, right? It's just another tax, in essence, on...
It's a tax on pollution, which means pollution is more expensive, which is good. But it doesn't solve the problem. And part of the solution to the problem is efficiency. And this is something that I sometimes I don't get into these weeds, but heating is oftentimes best done in a centralized manner, meaning like we have pipes taking heated steam all around the community coming from, you know, central heating locations and being piped out to people with that is oftentimes more efficient than having individualized heating and cooling systems. Like, but we do not like those kind of systems because that's socialism, guys. All of us needs to have our own personal boiler burning natural gas in our house because that's the only way to make. I don't want to heat my neighbor. Why should I have to pay for my neighbor? Oh, it would be cheaper for me to be heated as well? Well, fuck you. I'd rather pay more so my neighbor remains cold. Don't Soviet cities do centralized heating? Soviet? It happens all over Europe. It happens. What the fuck do you mean Soviet? Happens all the time. In my apartment in Sweden, we have warm water heating everyone's radiator. Yeah, because that is more efficient. I mean, in China, they're suggesting that data centers, instead of using air conditioning in the data center to cool down the, you know, servers, they want to take the hot water and circulate it around their local area to provide free heat. So instead of just treating the heat of the data center as a cost, they turned it into a resource. And there are so many ways to provide heating and cooling that is incredibly efficient. We're talking about geothermal heating and cooling. We're talking about heat pumps. We could actually raise people's quality of life and be more efficient and clean up our environment because, again, heating and cooling, like, for example, having boilers and furnaces at everybody's homes and apartments, that creates a lot of pollution. You have to have a lot of expensive infrastructure to pipe natural gas to everybody's house. It's so fucking wasteful, and it's destroying the environment, and it's inefficient. It's fucking stupid.
These units. So there's going to have to be flexibility. It's the right intent, it's the right goal, but how you implement it has to deal with reality and the costs. Again, otherwise, I can tell you, I've had this conversation with many of them. They're not even going to try. They're just going to pay the fine.
What kind of flexibility, if you can be
It's going to be timing, and what do we mean, and can it be phased in?
Mr. Mamdani.
The climate crisis is one of the most pressing crises facing this city, and we deserve to take it on with the urgency it requires. It is right now easier to pay the fine than to actually comply with this legislation. We have to ensure that we make it easier for condo and co-op owners to follow these laws, and we do that by eliminating the application fees for J51, by extending that tax credit, by also creating a one-stop shop in New York City government that procures at a large scale heat pumps and the very kind of infrastructure.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Zohran is like, this almost sounds like I'm being narcissistic, so I don't put it this way. I don't want to make it about myself. The point is not that he's like me. It's that he's my ideal candidate in the sense of he's a fucking nerd like me. He's actually a leftist policy wonk. They don't exist. It's like he's coming out of the Politburo of the Communist Party of China. That's the only place I've ever met a socialist policy wonk. It's when I look at China. We don't have that shit over here. We have a bunch of preening moralists and holier than thou woke scolds. We don't have anybody who knows dick about shit. Except Zohran. Zohran is the nerd that I've been looking at. There's Matt Bruning, Zohran, and me. There ain't anybody who's on the left who studies shit. Scott Princess, thank you for the 5 gifted. How you doing?
Structure needed to comply. We've seen this happen before with clean energy work that's been done in Woodside houses. It's time to bring that kind of work right here so that we can ensure full compliance with local law 97.
I read that you're...
And that's a great idea. But the problem is I don't trust the typical centrist Democrat to not be corrupt. And like, you know what I mean? But I do trust that Zohran would use that taxpayer dollars and he would aggressively negotiate for heat pumps, and he would buy them in bulk, and he would offer them at cost to the people of New York, and our tax dollars would go a hell of a lot farther than some lib tax credit bullshit, right? Like, actually doing centralized planning is why China is kicking our fucking ass.
Proposing the city buy those heat pumps and other tech in bulk and give them to landlords and other buildings for free. Is that accurate?
No, it's to actually ensure that they can afford the cost of these things by purchasing using an economy of scale.
Thank you, Mr.
I mean, this is such an obvious fucking point. Is you can get a hell of a lot more heat pumps by buying them in bulk as opposed to having everybody get a tax credit and buy it retail. But why don't we do that? Because the corporate donors who give money to the Democratic Party don't like you using the government like that. They want to get more profit from the government. They don't want government money to be efficient. That's why China kicks our fucking ass, because they spend their government money efficiently. And then when someone's corrupt, they hang them by the neck until they're dead. In America, we give you a fucking corporate lobbying gig. No wonder we have more corruption. Corruption is rewarded. In China, corruption gets you a short, big drop with a short stop. And that's the way it should be here. Fucking government corruption should be a capital offense in this country. If you're taking bribes and stealing from the taxpayer, you should get the death penalty. America needs an elite class that is shaken up and told to straighten up and fly right. All right. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Zohran is cooking. We love Zohran, chat. Hassan went to the Zohran rally in New York City. And chat, I gotta be honest, I had major FOMO. I had major fucking FOMO. Wait, does he not have a video about going there? I didn't want to steal his content. I was just gonna watch a YouTube video about him going. He hasn't made one yet. Stavros was there. It's pretty great. I guess they recorded it. There will likely be an edited vid. Okay. I thought it would be out by now, but okay. Maybe I'm. Andrew Cuomo is embarrassing as one of them.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, Cuomo went on Impulsive.
I saw that.
It got like 60,000 views.
That's the worst Impulsive has ever done.
Yeah, because why would 12-year-olds watch Andrew Cuomo go on and on about Zohran wants to hurt billionaires? Wait, Zohran hates Israel.
I actually haven't watched it. Did Mike mostly conduct the interview?
No, he has a producer.
This is fucking
who
incredible.
Like got real mad about.
I thought Felix was a West Coaster now. Did he go out now, or am I wrong? Is Felix the New York City guy, or is he? I thought he was a West Coaster, or is he back? He moved back. Redemption arc. Redemption arc. Honestly, chat, I'm kind of ready. I'm kind of like, I miss the East Coast. I'm like, what if I can convince a bunch of these come on, Hasanabi people, let's move to New York. Come on. East Coast. Come on. So it's cold sometimes. Who gives a shit? They won't do it. They like their fucking cars. Me, Hassan, and Felix just talking is how Hassan's stream started. It's been the best content for politics frogs on the stream to this day. Honestly.
Zohran Mamdani, he was like, they don't know how tough it is to walk a mile in New York without getting mugged. Like, it's like, bro, what are you doing that you're constantly under threat in New York City? And then the only media hated guy was Andrew Cuomo from New York Post torches Zohran Mamdani over lack of experience on Impulsive.
All that experience means, and Zohran had a great fucking line about this where he was like, what people hate is their experience with your experience. That's killing everybody's grandma.
Specifically his lack of experience of going on Impulsive.
Yeah. Look, 75,000 views in 4 days. Let's look at their metrics.
That's like what the Chapo YouTube will do. And we are.
Oh my God. Millionaire Maker's harsh truths about making millions. 400,000 views. Camila Arao lost 400,000 views. Benny Safdie, only 107,000 views. Okay. Charlie Sheen, almost 1 million views.
Dana White, 1.4.
And then Andrew Cuomo, 75,000 views.
That's so bad.
That's like embarrassing. That's so embarrassing you might delete it. Like that's like we might have to delete this.
I need to see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Cuomo. Thank you. Why would you want to be the mayor of New York?
We are at a point.
I love being like just the biggest chatter. Sometimes like I am really a chatter at heart, chat. And some chatters, some viewers hate that. Some viewers are like, no, I only watch streamers that are like streamers and like, where they treat me like they're my personal friend. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Some chatters really hate that I actually like the people I watch, right? Like, I'm not fake. I think being fake on Twitch is probably the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. And it doesn't work. Like, you know that I could figure that out, right? You know what I mean? Like, I know when someone's being fake. Like, it's not hard to figure out, bro. And the fakest people are the least successful streamers, by the way. The most, like, honestly, when somebody's fake, I kind of know their stream sucks because they're too scared to be their authentic selves. They're too scared to actually communicate what they believe and who they are, and therefore their stream fucking sucks.
Yo, that's brilliant.
That's credit to Logan. That's a very good question.
Yeah, I love that. That is the lowest viewed video that they've ever had.
This is literally what the Chapa YouTubers.
Mamdani is a socialist. The child of wealth, never had to work, never managed any.
Dude, I hate when he says the nepotism argument because it's like, you have never.
Your father was the governor of New York. You're the biggest nepotism case in America. You are number one. You are the biggest nepotism case in the entire country. Seriously, if you were to say power rankings, nepotists, he'd be number fucking one. You have the exact same job as your dad. The exact same job as your dad. You are literally number one nepotist of all fucking time. You're right, had. You had to resign in disgrace because you were sexually harassing so many fucking women. Like, this guy talks about nepotism. You've never had a real job, you fucking slug. The brazenness of it. This is honestly, him talking about nepotism is hilarious because it's kind of like the swift boating of Mamdani. His mom made movies, therefore he's a nepotist for New York City mayor. His mom made artistic indie movies with mixed commercial results. Wow, I can't believe he's such a nepotist.
Had to work. Like, what do you mean? You became like the HUD secretary at like what, 40?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how that happened.
His jobs before that were like working for his dad's campaign.
Yeah. By the way, Andrew Cuomo's time at HUD secretary was the moment that American housing production permanently bent down, meaning we started having housing inflation and housing underproduction after his time as housing secretary. Andrew Cuomo literally caused the housing crisis with his policies. He's literally the reason why you cannot afford a house. Like, not only is he a nepotist, he's one of the worst policy executors in American history.
Like, your last name is Cuomo. I know those two don't know what the that means, and they don't have the knowledge of it, but like, that's what pisses me off.
So your dad was...
Also, look at the comments. Logan, what's the best pizza in New York City? 40 likes. Nobody responds.
Oh, God,
if Logan had the real balls, he would bring Mamdani next week. How can Cuomo attack Mamdani for being a rich nepo baby when he was literally the son of a New York governor? Damn, the 14-year-olds have learned a lot.
They're getting educated on impulsive.
Yeah, nightmare blunt rotation. This guy killed my grandma with his policies. He's not beating Mamdani anyway, law. One of the most embarrassing things I've seen in a minute.
Oh my God, like, guys, I like, can we be bloomers for a second? Can we be motherfucking bloomers for a second? The left is actually positioning itself to do really well. And if you're one of those people going like, AOC is going to sell us out. She's the next Nancy Pelosi. Mamdani's going to be the next Fetterman or whatever. You have like, you've got PTSD, dude. You have PTSD, and you also need to learn how to accept defeat and setbacks, or your life is going to suck. I use this analogy a lot, but I think it actually really hits, which is like, if you see like Bernie Sanders lose in 2020 and go like, oh, the left can never win. It's impossible. It's overdetermined. There's no way we could ever do anything. Oh, we can't ever win. It's impossible. Oh, you're a fucking loser. It's like getting dumped in high school and never dating again. Grow up. You failed the first time. Analyze it. Figure out what went wrong. Make adjustments and go back to the trenches. It's just like, Jesus Christ. I didn't get everything all at once. I give up. I'm not playing this game. I didn't win on my first try. Stop being such a bitch. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing.
These 7th graders hate this.
Yeah,
Mike, how do I support women in my life who are depressed with politics right now? There's literally a 35-year-old woman who is one of the most prominent politicians in America today. It is a Democratic Party frontrunner for the presidency. Mexico has a Jewish socialist pro-Palestinian president with an 80% approval rating. What the fuck are you guys like? What do you mean you're giving up? What the fuck are you talking about? Being depressed is just giving yourself permission to be a lazy fuck. Casey Tron, hey, 47-month sub for Casey Tron. Everybody, bend the fucking knee to a queen in the chat. We have a goddamn queen in the chat. Casey Tron, hell yeah. How do I bend the knee? You have to sub to my stream, or someone has to gift you. All right, let's keep going.
Wonder how much billionaire Bill Ackman paid them for this promo. Dare you to bring Zohran Mamdani on is only fair. This is a violation. This is I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up to the regulators. You have to have equal time for Zohran Mamdani.
There's no one who's like, oh, this is kind of interesting. No one enjoyed this.
The people already voted against Cuomo. There should be between Zohran and Curtis. You got to get Mamdani on too. And Sliwa, APAC money.
Open presents. Thank you for gifting 25 subs. 5 of whom went to people that are actually currently in the chat. That's actually cool that I can now see who gets the gifted subs. I wish Twitch would give more people more subs to the people that were actually currently in the chat, but what do I fucking know?
I'm sorry, I can't listen to lifelong politicians saying government is bad while being government.
I do think, though, what happens with Twitch, and by the way, if you're lurking, I appreciate you, but I do think that Twitch made an adjustment where if you've been watching the stream for like more than an hour without chatting, they like delete you for some reason from the viewership. So if you were lurking, go ahead and throw like an emote, a number, or some message into the chat just to see if it makes our viewership go up. I'm just curious. I'm curious if that actually will work. I'm curious if that'll actually work. All right, so when we did it, we had 3,600 viewers. Let's see if it goes up. We'll see if it goes up. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, well, right now, chat, we also have a hype train. If you enjoy this content, please consider supporting it by subscribing at tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. There you go. It just went up 50. It literally just went up 50. Interesting. If you enjoy this content, please consider supporting it by subscribe. Oh, it went up 80. It went up 90. Look at that. We just got an extra 100 viewers. Literally, look at that. Isn't that fucking stupid? You're here. You're actively listening. You're actually watching. And 100 of you are undercounted. Like, come the fuck on, man. What the fuck's like, what the fuck? Dude, come on. Anyway, chat, the top sub gifter, top bit donor, they get the Hype Train conductor badge next to their name, which is a golden locomotive. And then it unlocks later a purple locomotive that you get to keep permanently. And I will say, when somebody is a Hype Train conductor, I gotta be honest with you, chat, I tend to like read their comment in better faith. It's not fair, but it is true. Like I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Okay, let's keep going.
His entire life. Get Mamdani on is only fair.
Thank you everybody for all the support. Anonymous gifter, M Gauntlet, Dead Guy Drives. We appreciate all of you. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep rolling.
Oh my God.
This is a revolt of impulsive
Brain Domain, how you doing,
yeah,
brother?
they just
everybody follow Casey. Oh, chat. Casey Tron was in the chat and I forgot to shout out. I want to make sure that we have a stronger support network. Oh, never mind. Somebody already shouted her out. Okay. I want to make sure that we are pulling together with the people that are actually cool and on our side. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want no fake motherfuckers. And if you are a longtime lurker and you just put your first chat in the, I salute you. I want us to actually build something that is focused on solidarity and having each other's backs and not like policing each other in bad faith. You know what I mean? But about learning and education and growth. Not make it, but I want our places to feel good for people of color and trans people and queer people. but I also want them to be open and warm and welcoming. It's actually not that hard to do. It's actually not that hard to do. And I believe that we could do it together. Okay, chat. Right now we're at 6692 on our path to 7,000 subs for the month. Can we do it? Hey, Ollie, how you doing? Everybody follow Ollie as well.
Like that drop off is historic. They went from 500,000 to 75,000.
1.4 million with Dana White like 2 weeks ago.
If Mamdani is elected mayor, Trump will take over New York.
So why is Mamdani?
Why would he hate that? He loves Trump.
Yeah.
I don't. Wait, hold on.
And like
Logan Paul had Trump on the podcast. He loves Trump. Isn't that supposed to be a good thing?
And like, what would Cuomo do to stop that?
Well, he already has his own DOJ investigation specifically for that reason, so he can have the same Eric Adams deal.
Yeah.
Currently leading the polls.
He has appealed with...
Casey, have you been speaking about QT's situation? Do you have any like good clips or links that because I want to talk about it as well. I want to talk about the QT situation and like the centrist streaming in general. Casey has a TikTok on it. Link it. Her ad, link me her tweets. Get to work, chat. Come on. Don't give me a quest. Give me the answer.
Very simplistic solution.
Okay, hold on. Here's Hassan actually at the rally.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday Fun Day. We're live from New York, and we're headed to the Zohran AOC Bernie Sanders rally right now. We're going to be there in a little bit.
This is like Coachella. More Coachella, less any rally I've been to, including Bernie rallies.
Oh, you were a picture?
Of course.
You are my hero.
Oh,
great.
Nice to meet you.
I watch you all the time. I'm a 21 subscriber.
Wow. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Nice to meet you guys. We got to keep going. I'm sorry. We'll be around. I'll be around.
I mean, when they're actually speaking, we'll stream from here. But in between, we'll probably roll around. March.
Of course. Nice to meet you.
I'm a public defender now, and it's all
hell yeah.
watching you. Do you mind if I take a picture?
Of course. What's good, King?
Oh, are you streaming right now?
Oh yeah, we're live.
I just want to tell you, I used to be a Republican, and you kind of changed my whole trajectory, so thank you.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
nice to meet you, man.
We are facing extreme
repression.
What do you think of Mamdani win?
Clear games. Thank you so much for the 10.
And its identity?
I mean, it makes my job a lot easier. I can just point to him and be like, see, it works.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, I used to have to like beg the politicians to understand. I was like, please, like if you just literally offer modest social democratic safety net expansions, people will respond positively to it.
What are your thoughts on Cuomo?
What can I say about Andrew Cuomo? He's a disgrace. Look who it is. My king.
I'm standing behind Hassan so that he gets a couple people to say what's up to him.
Or to the...
If I was in front of him,
we're going to the floor to take a photo?
He would be completely mobbed. Everyone would be ignoring him. He can't compete with an actual Hollywood star. He's just a streamer.
Bro.
I mean, Stavros, he's got a point, chat. He does have the star power. And as I said yesterday, people get so mad. People are so mad that Stavros is popular and Hassan, his friend, is popular. Oh, by the way, chat, since we're talking about incredibly base things, did you see this? Miss Rachel is Glamour's Woman of the Year. What a fucking queen. And true. Like, I actually, I know that it's been tough times and the vibes have been shitty and there's been like so-called infighting, but it was really just people that were bullying and being scumbags getting called out. I want you to know that I feel more optimistic than ever today. I feel like things are, we're turning a corner. I think as painful as the QT situation has been for QT, I think it's also a sign that the vibes are shifting. That not only is things not right wing, people are actually not tolerating bigotry. Dark woke is on its way. But I also think that a lot of people have focused on accountability in a non-toxic way. Some people have been toxic, but a lot of people have been like, hey, this isn't okay. We know you're better than this, QT, and we want you to rise to the occasion. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a good sign. That is an opportunity. I posted this yesterday. It said it's happening with Zohran, Bernie, and Stavros. And I said, unironically, Stavros is the path the left should take to win over young men. And I believe that. I actually believe that. Oh, you need all the oh my God. Yeah, we do need the genre. Yeah. Karine Jean-Pierre fucking, oh my God, the New Yorker interview. Oh God, yes. Why do they keep taking interviews with Isaac? Why do they keep doing it? He keeps destroying people. Did you see the Grok analysis identifying Stavros as Michael Moore? Did you see? Dr. Braidslug, thank you so much for the 20 bomb. King. Stavros was glazing Hassan.
I know.
Yeah.
And I just met Stavros 3 weeks ago. And it's like, well, here's it. But it was funny in that I'm taking in all these things from the internet. People saying Hassan Piker abuses his dog.
Yeah. Well,
and then the second I walked in there, into his home, and like the dog.
I find the following really pretty annoying, the following reality pretty annoying regarding the stream world. In order to get accepted by a certain streamer's community, you have to be friendly with every community which is friendly with that streamer. So it's like a package. If you want to be part of a leftist streamer's community, for instance, you have to fucking love Hassan. Otherwise, you'll be witch hunted. Not true at all. You don't have to love Hassan. You just have to treat him with good faith because he's a friend of mine and a colleague of mine and has been for 6 years. And I don't let people slander my friends in front of me without speaking up because I'm an adult. But you're not allowed to not like Hassan. That's fine. Plenty of people like Hassan who don't like me, even though our politics are very similar, right? It's okay. Like I am friendly with a lot of people that some of my chatters don't particularly like. That's okay. But I'm not going to expect you. I expect you to treat people like human beings. You know we're human beings, right? Yes, I'm in front of thousands of people every day. Yes, you know a lot more about me than I know about you. But I'm still a human being, and the people I know are still human beings. So all I expect is for you to treat them like a human being. You don't have to be a fan. So I disagree with you. But if you trash people, people will not like that.
Dog comes up and runs to me. I'm like, this is crazy.
No, there's no way. I mean,
this is insane.
You know, that's funny because I didn't even think about the context because of you not really knowing that world. But like, when in doubt, it's just guys mad at Hassan.
Yeah,
he is the biggest lightning rod because like between yeah, I mean literally they act towards Hassan the way they think he acts to his dog, where it's like he's like, you have far left politics, which immediately kind of, you know, people attack you for whatever. But then he's just a piece of ass. And what most of the, and he's rich, and what most of the like, he's like the perfect guy in a lab. He's like a hot Muslim who fucking like talks about left politics and got rich off their platform for video games. But he talks about, you know, how Trump is bad on it. And it's like, of course, it's like you invented a guy for the stereotypical like Groyper, incel, you know, whatever fan to be mad at. Having said that, he is a piece of shit. He's a Turkish dog as far as I'm concerned. And I don't want to, do not clip me, whatever you do not clip me giving him compliments. Yeah. That is my one thing I would like. I don't want to be seen on the record as supporting Hassan too much because I also hate him for those exact reasons. And I am looking forward to his inevitable downfall when the Trump-controlled media does take his Twitch account away.
Yes,
that'll be the one silver lining. When we lose freedom of the press, Hassan will have to go back
while
to
he's on stream.
The
chat will be like, look behind you, look behind you, look behind you. It was more just like the thing of where I had my it's how video can paint a narrative, and in my mind, I think the thing I was like, yeah, it isn't fair to make a dog stay in frame all the time. Like it's got to be. It like started to bleed in,
hilarious.
And then you're there and you're like the dog's wandered around, and it's this gigantic fucking dog. He's just lying down next to my leg, and you're like, yeah, dogs lie down.
Yeah,
but it didn't convince me, but it did get under my skin enough that I was like, am I making a bad decision right now? And then I walked in there, and I swear to God, the second I saw the dog, I was like, you idiot.
Right.
How powerful this.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Propaganda network is truly, that's insane, because I can tell you right now, chat, that I thought it was dumb as fuck from right off the bat because I know Hassan. Like, what? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? How are intelligent people even falling for this shit? It's dumb as fuck, and the arguments are non-existent. I swear to God, I am so alienated from some people, from normal human beings sometimes. I am so alienated. Thank you, Anonymous, for the 10. And Dr. Brainslug for the 20. Can we get some bended knees for Dr. Brainslug? We hit a level 12 hype train. It's so fucking silly, dude. It's so fucking silly. Anybody with a happy dog know they are the happiest, tired out, laying close to their person. A dog, I really don't, like, if you've never been the primary caretaker of a dog, I don't really think you can understand why so many people, like it is a unique bond. Unconditional love. They have a personality. They have quirks. They have opinions on things. You know, they care about you. A dog is a really, really, like, when you are the primary caretaker of a dog, they really are ride or dies. They really are. And to have that with another species, it's a really unique feeling. The idea that Hassan's dog lays there because Hassan's dog loves him. Like, it's not that complicated. And it's fucking weird when people try to deny that. Benjamin Netanyahu is breaching the ceasefire. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, ordered the military to immediately carry out powerful attacks in Gaza. What? Want to see a happy, well cared for dog? Watch Hassan. Want to see an untrained, unhappy brat? Watch H3. I mean, I don't blame dogs for being untrained. I don't blame the dog for being untrained. That is always the human owner's problem. He's bombing Rafah. Scumbags, dude. Jesus Christ. I hate Netanyahu so fucking much. I can't believe people try to say I was anti-Semitic because I criticized Benjamin Netanyahu's lies at the UN. That's crazy. 11-month-old clip you dug up out of context. Jesus fucking Christ, man. All right, let's keep going.
So many clips, and these Twitch streamers, they're on camera.
Yeah,
I think
their whole time. I mean,
whole time.
Their whole life is on camera.
There's 3 clips where Hassan moves his hand like this, and the dog goes like this, and you go, "It's a shock."
Yeah.
And it's more just to really accept. Oh yeah, I can be manipulated.
Yeah, that's fascinating because I didn't even consider that as part of the advice. Because I guess I really try and not think of any of that as reality, even though it is, right? Like, you can't help that, like, public opinion and the internet, like, just does affect your life.
Yeah.
But I try really hard.
I feel like you've had to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean,
in a way that I'm maybe as every new notch is like new. Like, I remember when the one mean comment would.
Oh, right.
And then it's like, all right, this tweet that 60,000 people like that says I suck.
Right.
Okay, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
that was one of my best tweets, by the way. That was some of my best engagement that month.
Yeah, I said that, Bob.
I know what you mean. And yes, I do think part of it is like coming up on Cumtown is like being inoculated for online hate.
Yeah.
Like, I got the bad mean comment vaccine. Because out of the gate, you're getting hit with like, you know, you fat piece of shit, you know, you're not funny. You know,
was it ever tough? Was there ever like one sensitive area?
Tell the internet what makes you feel bad. What? Do not tell the internet what makes you feel bad. Do not tell the internet what makes you feel bad.
There was like some shit. I mean, they got kind of wild where they were like
I haven't talked about the cutie thing next. I probably will talk about it soon. Do you have like links for me?
Like, some people message my mom, like mom weird shit, and you know, like our different relationships were kind of in the like that was targeted, and that really bothered me because it was like, I got to be honest, I do think I got pretty past it personally because it's like, you know, it's not like it's new for someone to call you a fat piece of shit or to say you're not funny. And it's like, the thing is, I'm over the body image stuff in a way that like they really can't hurt me. It's like, you could argue, my doctor would argue I'm over it too much. You know what I mean?
Wait. Okay, Casey's TikTok. Okay, hold on. The Chengdu LGBT. It's so funny when people people will criticize China and be like, you know, public sentiment against LGBT people is not so perfect in China. You call this your communist utopia? And it's like, bro, have you seen America? They're like, we're literally stripping all the rights away. It's so fascinating how similar China is to America, except America, imagine if America had an actually competent communist party running it. 48? Bro, I'm toast. I'm cooked. I'm chopped. I'm unk. I don't know what their pronouns are, but I'm chopped no matter what they are.
I should be.
Your doctor's commenting like, correct.
Yeah. Listen to these fucking online racists. They're right. You are gonna die at this rate. And then like when somebody does I'm not funny, it's like, unfortunately, I have mental illness where you'll never convince me I'm not funny.
Yeah.
That's the way you decide this is your job, where it's like, so you can't really hit me in those places. So I was over it pretty quick. I mean, you don't like seeing a fucked up comment, but it's just, you almost are like, this is kind of cute. Like,
I can honestly say, like, I vibe with Stavros because my introduction to the internet was Fighting Destiny. And apparently Fighting Destiny is like the worst community to have obsessed with you on the entire fucking internet. And I entered the internet by defeating Destiny in a political debate so badly that he said that I changed his life. After I defeated Destiny in the debate, and it was such a hilarious own that I went on Hassan's stream and we laughed at him. And he declared, from that point on, I was his enemy. Oops. But after our debate, this is what Destiny said. It's so funny. Hold on. Let me find it. It's actually hilarious. Hold on. Here it is.
I really enjoy this guy's perspective. And he seemed to have like a huge amount of knowledge about electoral politics. Now electoral politics are way more interesting to me. And this guy seems to have like a good backing.
I changed his whole life. I'm sorry, chat. I defeated Destiny so bad that I changed his life. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Having him as my enemy right off the bat made the internet, to me, it like fixed it for me, because I just figured out, oh, I need to go out there and I just need to say my piece, and I need to realize who's a real person and who's a bot, who's a person that's treating me in bad faith, and who's a person that's actually engaging with my content, and just make the content I want to make, hang out with the people I want to hang out with, and things will sort out. I don't need everyone to love me. Some people are just not going to fuck with me. And I think learning that has made me so much more resilient on the internet, because a lot of streamers, they just get nothing but positive feedback until they're super popular, and then they have a scandal and they fucking melt down and their life is ruined, right? They can't learn the difference between good faith criticism and bad faith criticism. They can't accept that not everyone is going to like them. And most importantly, I'm not a grifter. I have a perspective and a goal, and I'm pursuing that, and I don't give a shit what the algorithm tells me, okay? Like, the algorithm tells me that that's not going to vibe with, I fuck the algorithm. I don't give a shit. I'm here to say what I want to say.
I also, what I said about Hassan, it's like, I get being mad at my life. If you're a fucking ugly fat guy who listens to podcasts all day, my life's fucking awesome. Your dream was podcast. It was like you being the guy who gets to laugh at a guy making racist jokes, right?
Sure,
that was my job, right? Being chief laugher for a guy making racist jokes. Yeah. It was ironic for us, but like they don't know that, right? And that's their dream. And then not only that, but I parlayed that into a weird, like, I don't even understand how I got a mainstream entertainment career. Like, I thought I could eventually maybe act in some stuff down the line, but like my life's gone really fucking good. So I get if you have my exact statistics on paper, yes, I kind of am living the highest percentage of a fat, balding 5'7" podcaster. Like, there's no one who's 285 5'7" with this hairline that has a better life than me. I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty.
That doesn't come from generational wealth, right? Like the one Wyatt Koch might be the only one who could compete, but he comes from generational. He comes from generational. I said cock shirt. Jesus Christ, Koch. He comes from generational wealth, right? He comes from the Koch brothers' money. Hold on, is this it? I just want the ad.
My father said to me, Wyatt, you can do whatever you want to in life, but just make sure you do it well and you do it with passion. Every day I go to the office, I enjoy creating the clothes. Be bold means to me, be authentic, be real, be yourself, be confident.
When the editor and the camera crew hate your fucking fail son ass, I'm gonna be a fashion. This fucking loser was flying around the country you know, followed around by escorts and prostitutes. And his father was like, listen, you fucking slob, you stupid fucking slob. You have to at least come up with some fake make work job that you're doing. You can't just sit around on the yacht all day, you fat blob. And so he's like, okay, Dad, fuck you. I'll be a fashion designer. This guy, this is the first drawing he's ever made. It looks like the first drawing he's ever made. Incredible.
Always be a gentleman, but still have that tenacity that no one can take away from you. I want my shirts to be able to be worn in the boardroom or in a discoteca or a nightclub or on a yacht.
Look at the models that are on this yacht with this fucking blob.
I really wanted to create something that's fun, outside the box, cool, trendy, yet really bold and interesting.
A discoteca. So as far as like fat 5'7" men living top percentile lives, Stavros is clearly the only one that's making there from merit, okay? He doesn't have that family money. Holy shit. Is this a Tim Robinson bit? No, it's real. It's fucking real. You can't make a bit about the rich in America. It's all real.
Sure, maybe like some nepo. So maybe there's like a fucking Saudi prince who's like the one we don't even see on TV that has like a harem that he gets to. Yeah. But maybe his life is like a little bit, but probably less fulfilling than mine. You know what I mean? Like,
by the way, if I was on the podcast, I would have cited that. It would have been an hilarious aside. Come on. Or maybe I would have been too distracting and fucked up his riff. I don't know how to podcast yet, chat. I'm thinking about it though. I've got some projects in the works.
So I get it, because a lot of these comments are coming from guys.
And he probably gets more upset about the comments. He's like,
yeah, right.
Did you see that comment?
He's face tuning himself. Like, I'm not doing any of
Who would I podcast with?
that.
Do you think they have mental health covered? Like, hey, don't kill the commenter.
No,
it's okay.
I think they're like, for your birthday, we got you the guy who said you were fat. He's hog-tied in the other room. Do whatever you want. Like, I think that's how it goes, actually.
Yeah, I find it's the comments, the fat, unfunny. It's the ones where they're misinterpreting something as that's what bothers me the most. Is like if it's like a fun, light conversation about cold
right,
and it's misinterpreted as like a classist, like crazy thing. That's when I get the most mad.
But you have to imagine who these people are.
I know.
And you have to think like, what if we were in the same room?
I would love to see a Mike Denham's, Caroline, and Michael Burns pod. First of all, great idea. I don't know. Listen. You need to do a flying collab with Austin. I was just talking to Austin the other day about flying. Literally on, what day was it? I'm losing track of the days. Thursday? Friday? Saturday? I don't fucking remember, chat. It was last week. We had a long-reaching, incredibly special interest focused conversation.
No, I know.
It wouldn't be like this.
It would be fine.
You know what I mean? Like, not only would it be fine, but they would be scared to say anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that's what helped me a lot. Because yes, maybe that first wave of like hate shit, it's like, but you know, it's just like, it's really just imagining, what if this was real life? And that's scary because I do think we are getting away from real life mattering. I think people are going to be signing up for the Matrix pods pretty soon because who they project themselves to be. I mean, you see it with all these like white supremacists on Twitter where they're like, their AV's like some fucking like ripped guy or like some guy with a gun or like a Roman statue, and it's the fattest, most misshapen head, fucked up looking guy you've ever seen in your life. You're like, oh, you guys really love how fake the internet is because you're a fucking loser.
But the Trump that's like ripped.
But they're gonna
AI ripped Trump or whatever. Yep.
I just imagine though, like it's like you're gonna long for the real life. You're ultimately not gonna feel happy. It's like, you know, if you watch porn all day, you still want. If you have a flashlight, you still someday want to like find someone who's breathing while you're doing it.
Maybe.
Like
I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know anymore.
I just think the fact that like the goggles, like I did one show in the metaverse or whatever the fuck, and the you're just like.
I did a show in the metaverse. Bro, that's gonna be a Trivial Pursuit question soon. Remember when everybody was like, the metaverse is going to be the next big thing? And I was like, no, it's not. And then it wasn't.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah. This is just not it.
And I agree with you, and it'll never be the same for me, right? Like, it's interesting growing up, like aging and seeing where you are in like when you hear about someone who doesn't have a smartphone and you're like you're like, oh, Christopher Nolan's awesome, no smartphone. I couldn't do it, but he does it. Like, but now it's like with AI, I will never have it. I will be one of those guys that I've never made an account. I'm not interested in it. It's just not something I give a fuck about. But I understand that I mean, I do think AI is going to, I don't think it's what people think it's going to be, but I just mean like, I have reached my limit of where I'm comfortable with technology for the rest of my life. Yeah. And it'll pass me, and I'm fine with that. I mean, some of that is having the money to do that too. Like, I can set up a little, a house with no devices if I want to, right? If you're poor, you just kind of have to interact with some of this shit anyway. But like I see.
You don't know who Gianmarco is? These are the leftist comedians, chat. These are the leftist comedians, and they're fucking great.
Like, I see that for myself, but
okay. I think we're just watching the podcast now. We got out of the political part. Okay, where were we? Making fun of Andrew Cuomo.
That would never work.
Gianmarco ripping into Kamala. The CIA was caught in Venezuela. Venezuelan government announced that it's captured a group of alleged mercenaries with direct information. Okay, I mean, this is just a post. I can't verify it at all, chat. I don't know if it's true or not.
And comedy have become my tour schedule right now. It's very similar to Kamala Harris's. I'm on the Drama King tour. She's on the It's Not My Fault tour. It's weird. Our lives are 90% the same. We tour the country. We sell merch. We try to get on the Tonight Show.
It's pronounced more like John Marco. Okay, thank you.
Conclusion is bad. It's like the only bombs I drop are on stage.
Fucking bass, dude.
Fast free buses.
Yeah, this really worked.
Look at these AI ads, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this was so sick. He's doing the Hillary Rodham, a beloved figure, of course.
It's not just the Hillary Rodham, but like they're also doing they're basically doing the Hillary campaign against.
Yeah.
Every time they bring you up, it reminds me of like basket full of deplorables.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Everyone wants a fast bus. What do you want, a slow bus? Fast.
To curb the rat problem, which is worse than it's ever been before.
They're like, okay, shit.
Yeah, this guy. This is the producer who was real mad about like.
Okay, buddy.
How bad things are in New
Buddy,
York.
don't you think
more rats than people? Yeah, they're disgusting. Not scared.
Yeah, Richard, we saw that already.
New York attitude. They like that.
What did you order in a deli or a bagel shop?
Being reckless, cream cheese and lox.
Reckless?
That cream cheese is like 9 million calories. And they give you that New York City smear.
Have you had a good relationship with President Trump?
No, he puts his finger right in your chest. The only way to deal with him, put your finger back in his chest. And
oh my God, he's doing AIs of his points. It's like these centrist liberals are actually aliens. Like, this feels like they fucking live. Like, honestly, like whenever I see a centrist liberal, it feels like they live banking scene.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Near the entrance, has a shotgun. White male, 30s, long hair.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Wearing sunglasses.
The cop car saying obey and conform on it is, oh God, I love it. They Live is like so didactic, but I don't care. It's my favorite didactic film. I fucking love it. Be didactic to me, daddy. Like, holy shot. Conform, obey, no thought, submit. It's so good. All right. God. Like, he's making AIs of him being tough with Trump because there's no actual video of him being tough with Trump.
good relationship with President Trump?
No, he puts his finger right in your chest. The only way to deal with him, put your finger back in his chest. And
oh my God, he's doing the bars from the debate. Like this is. Now I'm realizing this was prepped. The finger thing. He did that at the debate too.
You've heard the rumor about him being sundowning, right?
And also, like, it's so fucking. People are so over this shit. They're so over this shit. Why do like they keep doing it? And they keep doing it because no one likes centrist Democratic policies, chat. If they could say, we're going to do a tax credit for small businesses and it'll make a 1% change, like, they would be saying it. But no one likes this shit. They have nothing to say, so they say this dumb fucking shit. And it's just poison for your brain. I don't know about you guys, but I am so goddamn tired of these meaningless phrases being spoken into my ear. Because, like, think about it. You only have so many things you could ever hear in your life. And these meaningless, empty phrases that they are simulacra of a phrase. He puts his finger in your chest. You got to put your finger in his chest. What does that fucking mean? What does that mean? It means nothing. It's just, it means nothing. It's like gesturing at confronting Trump without even bothering to confront him. It's like, you know, like, what? What are you even saying? Why did you say that? It's offensive to my brain because I hear it and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. You just wasted both of our times. Why do they think this is gonna work? Who likes this? Like, if you hear that shit and you like it, you're mentally fucking ill. Like, you need Vyvanse or something.
I heard the rumors. I saw it when he was. Both of the debates, especially in the first one, he was really bad. Yeah. Where at least in the second one, like he had some like pre-canned lines that he could like deliver in sequence. But the first debate, they would be like, everyone name state your names for people that are watching and tuning in for the first time tonight. And he'd be like, huh? What do you mean? Why are you asking me that? It was like, what the dude, why are you so angry?
He is like, what? Well, how old is he? Like mid-late 60s?
Oh, he's hurt for mid-late 60s. If that's, I don't know how old he is. Oh, people are saying 67. 6'7"? 67.
Born in 1957. And plus, I can kick his ass on any given day, which...
The fake, like, yeah. I hate that.
This is, like, what would that look like?
Like, look at the esteemed
unconventional
guests.
setting for Governor Cuomo.
Do you think they made him drink?
What do you?
They would probably
He would
kill
die.
him. Yeah,
He would die.
That's the end. I would love to see their episode after they
What do you think so
accidentally
far?
kill him.
Presidential suite.
Logan Paul's Suicide Forest apology video round 2. A really f***ed up, guys.
Guys, the last thing you want to do
Yeah.
is kill one of your...
Yeah, it's just...
I would become a $5 a month. I would start a mutual trade between me and them.
Oreo sweet, but...
No, we got
it's
the
very
top tier.
Very cool.
Central Committee is ableist toward ADHD confirmed. I think if you've seen the amount of executive dysfunction that I have demonstrated on this stream over the years, and to say that I could be ableist against ADHD, like, come on. Come on. I DM'd you on Twitter some fan art and propaganda. Hell yeah, brother. The hurricane is getting bad.
It's here, and 180. What's the pressure? Yeah, this is Adam Berg. He's giving me this information.
Pressure is now down to 896.
Oh, my Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to hold it together here. So 896 millibars, stronger than Hurricane Milton when it made that run last year. Remember my viral moment last year? 50 millibars in 10 hours. It got down to 897 millibars. Now it turns out Melissa has broken or gone past Milton's record. So there's only one hurricane. There's only one hurricane in October and November in the Atlantic Basin that's ever been stronger. And that is Hurricane Wilma from 20 years ago. And by the way, Wilma was on dates earlier than the present date. Today's the 28th of October. So again, Melissa is the strongest hurricane so late in a hurricane season. So again, this is all history. It's all bad news, especially for Jamaica. And, I'll have a lot more to talk about some of...
Oh, man. I hope we have a longtime friend of the show who lives in Jamaica, Dave from Jamaica. So I need to reach out to him, make sure that he's okay, because Jesus, this is really bad.
what's driving this, what's producing these catastrophic hurricanes, because, by the way, this is the 4th major hurricane so far this year. 3 of the 4 major hurricanes have reached Category 4 and 5 status. 3 of the 4 or 4 of the 5? A very large number. I think only one season, 2005, is the season that we had an equal number of Category 4 and 5 hurricanes. So again, a lot of history being made in a backloaded hurricane season, which is definitely and sadly about to be very, very tragic for some of the Caribbean islands.
There's so many annoying stories happening right now. It's crazy. All right. Oh shit. I'm so ADHD today. I'm like watching I'm watching like videos and stopping and getting distracted to other videos and not finishing a single one. I need to get, this is so bad. I need to get better, chat.
We will fight Donald Trump by showing up for our neighbors, Asians for Zohran. LGBTQ. Look around you. This is the new
Bro, he didn't say Turks either.
That's cool. We don't need that.
I don't know. Have you Googled Hassan Piker 9/11? What's up, man?
This is the top result?
Standing a foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eyes?
This only has 600 likes, and this is the top result?
Because some mujahideen, a brave fucking soldier, fucked his eye hole with their dick. Isn't that how he lost his fucking dumbass eye? Because he got his fucking eye hole fucked? America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
September 11th, 2001. The day New York stood as one. Politics didn't matter, race, religion, background, none of it mattered. The only thing that mattered was saving lives. Our first responders ran into hell without hesitation. So many never came back. I'll never forget fellow NYPD officer John William Perry.
This is so tasteless, man. This is such a tasteless, disgusting waving of the bloody shirt. For a context, for what is a defamatory lie? Hassan does not say it's good, like it's good that you know, America suffered the 9/11 attacks. Like, this is such a baseless smear of a coward. What a fucking loser, dude. The economy is tanking. Subprime. Oh, by the way, I'm glad you showed me that he met Hassan, because now I like him more. 83 likes. Damn.
Work with Michael Moore.
Oh, no way. Love Michael.
Yeah, we know you pirate his movies, but he loves.
I do.
He loves people pirating his movies for a good cause.
I would have assumed he wouldn't have issues with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, first of all, Hassan, I do it too. I've done it too. I pirated Michael Moore movies on my stream before. That being said, it's because he gave us permission to do it. That being said, you should watch Michael Moore movies. Most of them are pretty good. Or even if when they're a little bit libby, it's still important context, because Michael Moore was one of the people that helped revive the left in America. Like, literally. He was one of the people that actually got the left going again. Like, he was one of the few people that was standing against neoliberalism. He deserves a lot of credit for that. I have a really, and he always ends up going to the right direction. What I mean by that is he always ends up tacking left when everybody else is tacking right. The percent of subprime auto loans that are 60 days or more overdue on their payments has hit an all-time high of 6.4%. And repossessions are barreling toward 3 million repossessions? Maybe I should, like, wow, that's crazy, dude. I heard, like, somebody was talking to me about truck prices. Like, an F-150 is like 70 grand. And even with like a 0% APR loan, it's like $2,200 a month. What the fuck are we talking about? It's an F-150. What is going on with this shit? These cars are fucking, they're terrible too. They're also dog shit. That's the thing that's fucking crazy. They have plastic in them and shit. Subprime auto loans are being passed around like 2008. The amount of bubbles that we have right now. We've got a housing bubble. We have a car bubble. We have a fucking AI bubble. Exxon sues California over climate laws, alleging free speech violations. Oil firm asks court to block enforcement of laws that would require disclosure of planet heating carbon emissions. Wait a minute. They're arguing, hey, regulators making me tell the people what chemicals I'm producing into the air are compelling my speech, therefore violating the First Amendment. We have now entered conservative hyper brain rot. My neighbor recently bought a base F-150. The fucking control arm ball joint thread was stripped and it nearly fell off the fucking truck. The wheel almost came off. Oh no. Texas is suing Tylenol for causing autism. America is literally collapsing. It's literally collapsing into the dumbest pieces of shit of all time. All right, let's talk about the cutie shit for a bit. Then maybe we can get back to like more Zohran stuff later. But I kind of want to talk about the cutie stuff real quick because it's really interesting. Let me see here. What should the title be? Where are you at? Florida will sue AstraZeneca for vaccine soon. Oh my lord. What would you say she apologized for? Casey's apology. I'll just say apology because I'm trying to like exactly frame it because I want to be like, I don't like to cancel, like jump into cancellation bandwagons.
Started blowing up on the internet, I think like many of you, I was just like obsessed with her. I was like, oh my god, she's amazing. For me, being a female creator in such a male dominated space for so long, it was also just a breath of fresh air seeing somebody who's just so unapologetically themselves, so unapologetically
Hurricane
feminine,
Melissa made landfall.
so
Thank you, Chatter.
queer, you know, rise to such prominence in this space. You know, it felt like, oh my gosh, this is like a space for me. This is a space for us. This is a space for women and queer people, you know, to be themselves. And I guess that's what brings me to this whole QTCinderella fiasco. I don't think that Cutie is transphobic, homophobic, or anything like that. I think that she's genuinely a good person trying to do good things. You know, I think that she can be a little bit naive, a little bit out of touch with some of her statements that she made recently. But overall, I don't think that she's like a bad person or homophobic or transphobic. I think that what has rubbed so many the wrong way is don't come over into, you know, female-centric, LGBTQ-centric, queer spaces and try to normalize that to us. You know, don't do that. Like, we see through it. We see through it. Like, it's not cool. Like, maybe go over to the phase spaces that you hang out in and talk to them about it, not us. Don't talk to us about it. Talk to your friends.
Does anybody have the original clip? Can you guys give me the original clip? I've been looking for it. I can't quite find it. And the reason why is just so we have more context. Can you cover Hurricane Melissa live? I will after this. Hassan and Austin had to explain to Cutie the difference of all men are trash versus all women are trash or hoes. She thought it's the exact same thing. I think she's just himbo coded. It's like an hour long. Oh God. I think there was a shorter clip. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about.
They're like, but then if you still hang out with someone,
and you guys can believe what you can believe.
I know, like, okay. I want, like, explain it. I want you to like explain it better.
I'm gonna explain it, but you're not allowed to say like that's not right. I don't act that. You're not allowed to.
I can see why people were mad because it's one thing to have a difference of opinion, chat. It's one thing to be like, hey, you know. There's some guys that I've collaborated with that they've done some things I don't agree with, but to be like, you're not allowed to disagree with me. You're not allowed to tell me that this might be a problem and maybe I should change my attitude toward these guys or the way that I interact with them. Because what Cutie's really doing here is she's not avoiding coaching for herself. She's protecting those guys from being coached. Because the reason she's saying don't coach me is because if they coached her to say like, hey, you've been hanging out with these guys and people are kind of bothered by it, maybe you should go and talk to them about what they're doing as being shitty and help them grow. What she's really doing is she's saying, don't coach me as a way of removing her obligation to have those conversations with them. The context is FaZe has members known for making anti-queer jokes and she defends them. Yeah. So QTCinderella has been doing collaborations with the FaZe clan, which includes a lot of young male video game streamers. Many of them are known for making homophobic jokes and comments, right? And maybe even, you know, calling things gay. I'm not sure if they use the F slur or not. And Cutie was basically saying like, oh, you are not who you're associate with. I have a difference of opinion on this. And this conversation happened.
Bitch, I'm an ally.
And I know
I am
where
not
I'm at.
homophobic.
That's
Everybody
and I
knows
know
I'm
where
not
I'm at.
homophobic. It doesn't matter who I talk. The thing is
Yeah.
like I was raised in a family that are big. There are people in my family that are homophobic, but I still love and I still know that there are people who have good quality. And what's most important to love other people is to love them. Fighting hate with hate will never get any. If I were to say to someone who's homophobic, go fuck yourself, you homophobic prick, I told them what they deserve, however, aren't ever gonna feel accepting. They're never going to learn how to be accepting. Like, do you understand that if you just write people off because they believe different things than you, they're never going to be exposed to why it's good to be around people that don't think like you.
No,
like,
I see that.
So my stepbrother.
Okay,
and my
okay, I
dad-
gotta pause it here, Chad. I listened to that whole part because I have to conversate about it for a second. Okay, the first is, it's very easy to sweep this shit under the rug when you're not a member of the group that is being oppressed. It's easy to say, oh, it's not that big a deal if these guys are homophobic when you're not queer. That's number one. Number two, white people, you know, and cis people and straight people, stop declaring yourself an ally. I honestly hate that word in general. And in fact, I don't use it. And I haven't used it since 2019, except ironically. I am not an ally, okay? And what I mean by that is, it is a term that white liberals put on themselves to insulate themselves from criticism, okay? It is not, it doesn't, like, I'm sorry, but if you're an ally of a group of people and somebody is oppressing them, you would fight those people. That's what ally means. Ally is a martial term. It refers to a willingness to fight. And I don't declare myself an ally. That's something someone else can call me. I just want to be an accomplice to what they're doing. Okay? I want to support what queer people are doing. Now, I'm not saying this to cancel Cutie. I just think that if you are a straight person, you're a cis person, you're a white person, don't call yourself an ally. That's unless you're doing it ironically as a joke. Okay? I don't like to use it very often, but I definitely can. You saw the love I get from the LGBTQ from. I've told all the time by LGBTQ plus creators, you're actually an ally. Here's the thing. I don't think it's my place to declare myself anything. My job is to do what I think is right, okay, and follow the lead of those people. Now, on their own liberation. But let me say this, okay? Cutie is basically just operating from the perspective of people can be redeemed. All right. That is the kind of fundamental assumption that she's making. But the problem with her assumption is she's putting their redemption in the future in an indefinite period. And because of the possibility of redemption, she wants them to go unbothered now. That is not what we believe. Okay. I believe in redemption. Meaning when I see somebody actively doing the work and changing and becoming a better person and progressing, I want to cheer them on. And in fact, I've often said that my stream is a safe place to learn. My stream, there's going to be some microaggressions because this is a broad space. I've got 4,000 plus people in here now. Okay. And those 4,000 people are going to come from a lot of different places. They're going to have a lot of different takes. They're going to have a lot of different backgrounds. They're not going to know stuff. And people are going to have dumb, and I want people to feel comfortable asking questions as long as they're ready to be corrected as well. Okay. So if you're here because you want a place where there's going to never be a dumb question or never going to be someone who does a microaggression, well, this is not a safe place for that. This is a safe place for people to come and feel like they can ask those questions so they can improve and grow. And there are going to be people here who are in that process of growing and improving. Okay. I also really value safe places for people to exist that are free and have no tolerance for microaggressions and people making mistakes, okay? I think that's also a good thing. I think the other thing is that's getting a bit frustrating is, can we not pretend that self-interested fence sitting is done out of purity just for being nice? I don't know. The whole situation has me pretty annoyed because of how Asmit is co-opting it. Yeah. The other thing is, like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of centrist fence sitters out there. There are a lot of centrist fence sitters out there who want to, when they're in progressive spaces, they'll pretend that they're progressive, but they also want to get the clout from the right. And America, I'm sorry, we are entering a position where you've got to pick a side. And it's not because we want this. It's because the right is stepping up their hate. The right is stepping up their oppression. The right is making existing as queer or trans or a woman or an immigrant or a minority or a leftist as a political act. Our very existences are under threat. It's not my fault that standing up for myself is being declared political by right-wingers like Asmongold, okay, or non-Christian. That's another one. That's the reality. Is it's not what I want. I don't want this to be a political situation, but they have created it. And so if you're going to allow people to engage in right-wing oppression as it is entering its hopeful zenith and hopefully declining from here, people are not going to tolerate that shit because we have to draw together. We have to push back. We have to fight. And being a centrist fence sitter so that your number go up and you make more money, that's just going to cause you to lose out on your progressive audience. That's an important point. I think more and more people are done tolerating this shit. You know, people got a little bit tired of like woke scolding and people being annoying and going deep into your replies or deep into your history when you were underage and you made a dumb joke or you made a post or you had some position you no longer have anymore. That's not what we're talking about now. We're talking about what you say now, what you believe now, what you do now. I think it's wrong to hold someone's past over their head indefinitely as long as they have worked to fix the problems they've caused. I think we want to encourage growth. We want to incentivize change. But at the same time, I don't think we can ignore someone's current behavior out of, oh, people can change. Motherfucker, show me that you are changing before you get the benefit of the doubt. Or don't call yourself an ally. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. And I think I think in general, we are entering a period of time in this country and where what side you're on. What side are you on? Are you on the side of oppression? Are you on the side of misogyny? Are you on the side of Miskiff and Asmongold and homophobia and Trump like that? And I don't, listen, I have fought to make these spaces more inclusive, but they're targeting me for a deplatforming because I am a white, straight, cis man in a relationship because I stand up against this shit. And I show you could be normal. You could be a straight guy. They don't hate us. That is lies that are being spread.
Refuses to use the correct pronoun
and does right.
He doesn't understand that
if somebody refuses to use the correct pronouns, then I would start calling him her. I'd be like, what's up her ass? Why is she being so rude? And then you'll see how quickly he has a problem with misgendering. Fucking dickwad. What a complete dickwad. It's like calling them by the wrong name. Everybody understands how rude that is, how fucked up that is, how obnoxious that is.
He doesn't understand why it's so important, right? And it drives me crazy. And it drives my stepbrother. But I've had to say to my dad, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you to say the correct pronoun, but it does hurt him when you say the wrong. You know what the difference is I'm able to have this conversation with my dad because I'm open-minded, and my stepbrother just says fuck off and won't talk to my dad. So there's no progress being made.
Sheesh. This is why white liberals are a problem. This is why white liberals are a problem. Because if you're a progressive person, if you're a self-described ally, your back should be to the person who is being oppressed and the person that's being marginalized. And you should be facing the people doing it and saying, not only are you fucking up your relationship with my cousin, you're fucking up your relationship with me. And if you don't change, then I can't accept you being part of my life. And that is the minimum behavior of an ally, is you stand with the oppressed and you say, hey, get your shit together. Is you being hateful to my cousin, to him, is that worth this? This is fucked up. And by the way, can you imagine her saying this? Like, imagine her cousin was in an interracial relationship and her uncle or whatever was using the N-word to the cousin's spouse. Would she turn to the spouse and say, you're refusing to talk to him. You're refusing to give him space to grow. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. You would all instantly understand how unacceptable that behavior is. And it shows you how queer oppression is still normalized. When people who call themselves allies, when they see someone oppressing a queer person, their first reaction is to correct the queer person? That's not ally behavior.
you can believe what you want. You guys can be, you can say that. You can say to me, no, you're supporting it. I'm not. I don't support that my father is transphobic at times. I don't support that.
What QT is doing is unironically what your haters are saying you do. My haters actually do not watch my stream. I actually discovered this quite a while ago, is that whenever somebody obsessively shit talks me, they have never watched my stream. Or they have watched it for a grand total of like an hour or something. They have some idea of Mike they've invented, and that's what they proceed to attack. It's always that. Or they have some clip of me where I was mean or something, or I said something that looks bad out of context. Like, my haters will spend hundreds of hours hating on me and not 10 hours watching me. It's fucking weird, man. And it's weird, really uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable because that's the opposite of what I'm at. That's the opposite of who I am. And it's fucking weird. Your haters were saying you do this intentionally. And what have I ever done this? Or they're an ex-DGGer who is uncomfortable because you shit on DGGers hard. I mean, listen, you're allowed to be an ex-DGGer as long as you renounce the behavior, right? As long as you renounce the behavior, as long as you renounce destiny, as long as you have humility and are kind to the people who are right the whole time, like me, you're allowed to change your mind. I don't care if you're an ex-DGGer, as long as you act right. What's wrong with DGG? Oh, no.
First, I must confess that over the past few years, I have been gravely disappointed with the white moderate. I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in his stride toward freedom is not the white citizens' counselor or the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice.
What is DGG? It's just Destiny's it's just Destiny's community. That's it. It means a person who is a hardcore Destiny fan. That's what it means.
Who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice. Who constantly says, I agree with you in the goal you seek, but I cannot agree with your methods of direct action. Who paternalistically believes he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by a mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises the Negro to wait for a more convenient season.
It's DGG. I think I would know what it is. It's not DDG. What the fuck are you doing? Shut up.
Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection. I had hoped that the white moderate would understand that law and order exist for the purpose of establishing justice, and that when they fail in this purpose, they become the dangerously structured dams that block the flow of social progress. I had hoped that white moderates would understand that the present tension in the South is a necessary phase of the transition from an obnoxious negative peace in which the Negro passively accepted his unjust plight to a substantive.
Oh, the chatter thought you were referring to another person known as DDG. They both suck for similar reasons, though. I don't know DDG, so I don't know who the fuck that is.
And positive peace in which all men will respect the dignity and worth of human personality.
Do you hear what Martin Luther King Jr. is saying here? Is just telling people to quiet down so things will be quiet is not justice, right? And until we get to the position where everybody is given that dignity of human worth, then we've got to be loud.
Actually, we who engage in nonviolent direct action are not the creators of tension. We merely bring to the surface the hidden tension that is already alive. We bring it out in the open where it can be seen and dealt with, like a boil that can never be cured, so long as it is covered up, but must be open with all its ugliness to the natural medicines of air and light. Injustice must be exposed with all the tension its exposure creates. to the light of human conscience and the air of national opinion before it can be cured. To the Macedonian.
The Guardian just reported that Bibi Netanyahu ordered powerful strikes in Gaza. Yeah, I did see that. Where the fuck are we?
I don't support it. Period. The end. But I still love my dad, and I'll go to coffee with him tomorrow. But I don't support that. The world is.
I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but like, you know, a lot of what it took to get queer acceptance going was a lot of, that's what the coming out movement was. The coming out movement was saying we need to stop living in the shadows and we need to come out to our families and we need to say that we're here, we're queer, get used to it. And basically, if families didn't accept us, then we chose to live without them in our own truth. And we had those hard conversations, right? And we said, do you choose your bigotry or do you choose your love for me? And millions of people were disowned. Millions of people left their homes. And I think the least you could do as a person who claims to be an ally, the least you can do is to say, I will go with them. Not only are you going to lose your relationship with my cousin, or you're going to lose your relationship with my relative who is marginalized, you're going to lose your relationship with me. And unless you say that and mean it with your full chest, then you are not an ally. Maybe you're sympathetic, maybe you have a kind word, but you value your relationship and your personal gain over the protection of the vulnerable. And that is the centrist fence sitting that people despise. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have these confrontations and they always have to be ultimatums and it always has to be my way or the highway, but it's not acceptable. And it's certainly, and there is a difference between an interpersonal relationship that you're working and developing versus collaborating with someone for clout on the internet. Can we also say that? Like, this is a difference between like your father, whom you have long ties of personal relationship to and connection to and dependence upon and affection for, and some fucking internet guy that you're collaborating with to make money. These are different relationships. And I might understand taking more time with your father, who you love and who, you know, brought you into this world and raised you, over a fucking internet guy that you're making money with. Let's not conflate the two as the same exact thing.
Not as black as white as everyone. Like, you guys, you can't fight hate with hate. It doesn't get you anywhere. It literally does not get you anywhere. Like, it's so important.
You can't fight hate with hate is the most incorrect statement that's ever existed of all time and is liberal claptrap. I fucking hated the Nazis and so did the rest of the world. And that was an asset in destroying them. I hated those fascist fucks. And I celebrated when every swastika was burned, detonated, shredded, or blasted from the fucking planet. Hate served us well when we were charging the beaches of Normandy, when we were smashing through the Siegfried Line, when we were liberating the camps and the ghettos. What the fuck are you talking about? You can absolutely fight of a group with hate for bigotry. That's just wrong. And I despise it, and you should too. Now, but I want to give people the space to change. I do want people to feel like they can change and they can be accepted and they can learn and their ignorance can be cleared up, and we're not going to hold it over their head for the fucking forever. There's a difference between somebody who changed and has regrets for what they did in the past and someone actively doing harm today. That is a big and important distinction.
As someone who's very open-minded, to be around closed-minded people and show them that it's okay to be open-minded is actually one of the most important things you can do. Like, as a human, it really is. I get it. You guys can think what you think. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to. Yeah. I will never believe that if I'm kind to a hateful person, that means I agree. I will never believe that, no matter what.
Okay, that's not what we're talking about here. Let's be, come on. Like, what people are bothered by is that you are bringing your community of progressive and queer people into spaces where they are hated on, where they are aggressed against, where they are slurred. We're not saying don't try to reach the humanity of these people that are ignorant. No. Come on. That's not what we're saying. You're collaborating with these people. You're bringing these FaZe fans into your community. Poor Katie having to sit here with the fart zone over her head. What were they trying to do? They must have been trying to play a game or something, right? Like, What the fuck is Katie doing here? Are they like downloading a game or something? Like, what is happening? What is this conversation?
What you guys say, I won't believe it, because at the end of the day,
Are we there yet? It's like the smallest game in the world. How the fuck are they still sitting there? It's been like 5 minutes. Like, how slow is the internet? What the fuck? It's like 6 gigabytes or something. Katie and Vanilla were having a private convo that Cutie basically stormed in on. They ended stream shortly after. They were supposed to play a game and Cutie started with this rant out of nowhere. Oh no. Who brought it up? Why did they even say anything?
I'm just not ready.
What? All right, Chad, I'm going to say something, and you guys can correct me if you're not, but in my family, I had a conservative military family, but if I had ever said a racial slur in front of my father and mother, they would have fucking belted me in the face. I'm not saying hitting a child is okay. I'm just saying that they would have been so fucking pissed. Like, what are you talking about? This was in 1989. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? This shit hasn't been acceptable for decades upon decades. What the fuck are we talking about? If I went to my home right now and somebody said a slur, my 72-year-old dad would get up and try to grab you by the fucking throat. And he's as white can be. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
But how am I supposed to help them ever? By cutting them off?
I mean, it certainly needs to be in the conversation. You don't have to cut them all off once, but you can sit down and you can have an intervention. You can be like, listen, I know we come from different generations, but I've got to talk to you about the way you talk about black people, or the way you talk about queer people, or the way you're disrespecting my cousin. You may not agree with their lifestyle. I don't give a shit. When they're around or where I'm around, you can treat us with respect and dignity. And if you say something bigoted in front of me, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. This is the bare minimum civility that you will treat me, and we will have more conversations, but you will treat me with civility and respect, or we will not be interacting. That is not hard. And if somebody says no, you should fucking cut them off, because they don't treat you like a human fucking being. They're not treating you with basic respect. And I'm sorry, if somebody treats you like shit, fuck them. And Cutie, you're a multimillionaire. You're not relying. It's one thing if you're relying on these people for financial support or shelter, or you're underage or whatever. You are an adult, independent, powerful person. You are not dependent upon them for shelter. You can stand up to them. And we need people like you to stand up to them for the people that can't, for the people that would face homelessness if they stood up to their parents. We need you, the people with all the fucking money and the fucking platforms, to use them. If you aren't standing up to them, an ally with all the strength in the world, then what the fuck? You expect queer people to do the work for you? What the fuck is this? What are you saying? Again, I believe in growth, chat. I believe in growth. I can tell you right now, you know what was acceptable when I was in high school in 1998 through 2002? When I was in high school, people used gay every other word. Okay? Damn, that's gay, they would say. The F slur, you'd walk down the hallway and F slurs would be ringing in your ears, okay? So I know what normalized homophobia looks like and normalized bigotry looks like. It was extremely common in the early 2000s, okay? Like, come on. The F slur was in the movie Teen Wolf and it's rated PG. I mean, what is that one ad? That one homophobic ad? I almost want to show it to you because it's so extreme. The anti-bullying one. Yeah, it's so crazy. But that's honestly what it was like. Legitimately. I think it was called Think Before You Speak. I think that's the one. Let me see if I can find it. It's so trigger warning because it's fucking insane. And maybe no, it's not. Never mind. It's not that one. No, it's not that one. No. It's like even earlier.
Do you like this top? So gay.
No, that's not the one. The Epstein Memorial Ballroom? Oh no. The Hillary Duff ad. No, it's not that one. It's bad, so we're not even going to show it to you. I actually decided not to show you. It's so bad.
I get it. You guys can think in black and white, but that's not how it works over here.
By the way, it's not thinking in black and white. Where are we getting this idea that you thinking in black and white, which is it's okay to be friends with people that are bigoted? That's the black and white. I'm the one with nuance. I've been nothing but nuance, but I said what you should do, what the right thing to do is. I've said you don't have to do ultimatums all at once, but you need to express basic levels of dignity, right? Dude, check out this. This is not it. This is not the ad. The ad I'm thinking of is there's a bunch of like white boys and they're in a locker room and they're all walking toward the camera and they're like, that's gay. And then they're saying the F slur and shit like that. It's bad. This is it. Oh my God. This one is so bad. 1999. And honestly, chat, this is what it was like. This is what it was like in 1998 in high school.
That's so gay. Homo! You faggot! So you're a queer, aren't you? Fag! Queer! Faggot! What are you, a fag?
The next time you use words like these, think about what they really mean.
Judy Shepard's Judy Shepard's son, Matthew, he was beaten to death. The Matthew Shepard murder was insane. Like that was where we were at. And I'm sorry, being a straight person and going like, oh, I'm okay. It's 2025. Okay. Like this isn't something new. And in fact, our institutions are against it. These kids, these phase kids, these right-wing streamers, they are on the front lines of renormalizing homophobia. These are people that are actually on the front lines of making it a problem again, bringing hate back. And so going like, oh, we just have a difference of opinion like they're 60-year-old fucking boomers. That's not true. These are young kids and they know what they're doing is wrong. And you need to correct them like the adult you are. Like, come the fuck on, all right? Like,
sorry for the
thing. I feel like it's the
spiel.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. It's like, again, it's like one of those things where it's like, dang, like it is like a fucking hard thing. Because again, like there's definitely people in my family as well that like are fucking pretty.
This looks good, Stonewall.
We are here. We exist. We have always existed. We're gonna fucking continue.
I mean, 2019 was the heyday of fighting for trans rights. That was the peak. I mean, Twitch used to have so much more trans acceptance and queer acceptance. And honestly, that is the culture they're trying to push back against. That's been part of Twitch for almost a decade now. They're trying to go to a period that never existed. Twitch has always been for queer people, by queer people. They made this fucking website. So I'm sorry, but this isn't like, oh, these are like old people that don't know any better. This is a cultural reactionary movement trying to fuck what we already have.
In my extended, and I grew up around a lot of that. Just like, you know, people that were not fucking, and me kind of being like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like quite literally what the fuck. And like, it's almost like a thing where it's like, again, and this is like not really like my direct family. So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't really see them like that anyway. So it's like, what the fuck am I going to blow up the dinner table right now? Like type shit. It's exactly. Just like, it's like when I feel like when it.
The answer is I would. Maybe it's because I'm a man. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a fucking man. But if I'm at a dinner with my family and they say some out of pocket shit, and you could ask Vio, just ask fucking Vio. If somebody says out-of-pocket transphobic shit in front of me at a family function, that's now the problem. I am the problem until they apologize. Like, I am the problem. I stand up and I say, what you just did is bigoted, and you apologize right fucking now. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm the problem. Okay? Call me confrontational, call me a dickwad, but I'm not going to go along to get along so somebody can be bigoted. Just don't be bigoted around me. You want to be at a family function? Maybe you don't agree with me on everything, but if you do bigoted shit, it's the problem. And they are the one blowing up the dinner. Exactly. And if everybody tries to tell me I'm the problem, I'm the fuck out of there. I'm out. I'm getting my shit and I'm leaving. If people try to go like, whoa, Mike, calm down, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to say either they apologize or I'm out. And don't invite me to the next dinner. And I don't give a shit because I will not be around bigotry. I will not be around hate. If you want to commune with me, if you want to have my support and my love, then you've got to be a person who doesn't spread hate around me. That's the bare fucking minimum. Now, maybe, as I said before, I'm privileged. I am privileged. I am an independent person. I'm not depending upon family for food, shelter. That's why I have to be so strict. Because there are people out there that are queer, that are transitioning, that are struggling, who are dependent upon hateful family members, or maybe they're closeted. They need me to take up space against the bigots. What being an accomplice is the people that have power turning to those that are spreading hate and saying, shut the fuck up. That's my job. That's Cutie's job. I'm sorry, it is. It is our job. If we want to claim the title ally, it isn't because of my private opinions. It's because I take up space. I take up space against hate. That's it. That's it. And that's what it has to be.
When it comes to like real life, like obviously if it's somebody, if I found out that like somebody who is like a really fucking good friend of mine, whatever.
Mike, we're not arguing that she should give up her dad. And by the way, I wouldn't want to give up a relative because they said one hateful thing. That was one ignorant thing. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, I would do that. If I was at a family dinner, I wouldn't tolerate that shit. You think I'm going to tolerate that with a business partner on my Twitch stream? You've got another fucking thing coming. Like, this is not complicated. It's, if I'm Cutie, I'm saying, if you guys say anything homophobic and I hear about it, our collab's done. Shut the fuck up about this shit. It's not funny anyway. Make another joke. Just like you would say the same thing if they were saying the N-word. It's not that hard.
Like, I mean, that's also the thing too. I'm like, people that are really good friends of mine that I keep close to me, I already know where their head's at. Like, I feel like I already know where their head's at. Like, so I'm like, that's not really something I have to worry about anyway. I feel like what kills me the most is I feel like that people in chat will be getting so mad, and I'm like, y'all be acting like some of y'all family members, brothers, sister, like other people that you have, like fucking boyfriends, your boyfriend's friends, like will make. This is what kills me, is that these same people will be in a room with their fucking like loser ass boyfriend, their boyfriend's brothers or fucking like friends or something will make a gay joke or something, and you'll sit there like this. You'll sit there like that, and then as soon as someone online isn't like literally like standing, like screaming at the roof of their fucking like, and then everyone's like, oh god, they're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst.
I also think a lot of people. I don't judge my stepbrother for not talking to my.
No, not at all.
Dad. My stepbrother
his
is
feelings
allowed
are
to
valid.
do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He is so allowed to be pissed at my dad, and clearly, like, my dad is very hurtful when he sounds. It makes me sad, right? It makes me very, very.
What is she doing? What is she doing? What the fuck is she doing? What the fuck is she saying? What the fuck is she saying? What the fuck is she doing? This is why I'm not a liberal at all. Or maybe it's because of the way my brain is wired. I don't know. But you feeling bad because you see someone else hurting doesn't mean a goddamn thing. This is one of the aphorisms of the stream, is that liberals think being a good person is bearing witness to suffering. That's what liberals think being a good person is you see a person on the street, living on the street, and you just shake your head and go, oh, that's such a shame. Whereas those of us who are socialists, we believe we should change the system so that evil shit stops happening. And feeling bad because your father, I mean, this story is crazy, is misgendering someone in front of you, and you just sit there doing nothing about it because you value your relationship with the bigot higher than their protection. That is self-centered. What if your father was screaming misogynistic abuse at you 24/7? Would you ignore that? I don't know. I'm honest to God, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I think what makes me different than okay. One of my core values, let's put it this way. One of my core values is when I see someone mistreating someone else that's not me, I intervene if I can, and I disassociate if I can't. I don't want to be around someone who mistreats people, because having that person around you, eventually they're going to mistreat you. And I'm so tired of people overlooking mistreatment of others and with the Panther's not going to eat my face attitude. Stand up against this shit, man, when it happens.
And that's totally fine that that's his boundary. However, I simply believe that I can coach people into love. And I know that's fucking insane of me to say, but I do think I can get my dad to not be transphobic eventually. I believe
But that's
that.
the thing, and it's
I just believe
happened.
it.
Like there are so many people out there being like quite literally being like, oh, I quite literally was fucking racist, or I was homophobic, or I was XYZ, whatever, transphobic, and then they literally are like, and then met someone who either was one of these or something like that, and then like you keep, and then I feel like people like I'll see videos of shit like that, and then people be like, wow, people can change. That's so amazing. And then it's like, but it took other people around them to make that change. You know what I?
Okay, there's two ways people change. The first is the easy change, which is I hold bigoted opinions about a group, and then I meet someone from that group, and it dispels the stereotypes, and I realize that my opinions were wrong, and I change my mind. That's the easy way. But then there are some people live with or among people of a marginalized group, and they actively oppress them. I'm sorry, a bunch of people enabling that oppression is not going to change that shit, okay? Just because somebody else encountered a person that was being oppressed, and because that person didn't conform to the stereotypes they had in their mind, they changed their mind. That's the easy shit. That's the low-hanging fruit. Now we have a problem of intransigence, is what it's called. What do you do with a relative who's an intransigent bigot and saying, well, I'm just going to model goodness around them and never confront them and just kind of continue profiting from their relationship? That's not going to make people change. Like, come the fuck on. What are we even saying? What are we even saying? Like, come on. We could do better than this. What? Please be charitable toward QT. Hassan has people every day who say they were bigoted before and Hassan changed them. Yes, I know. Exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that. But the example they cited is terrible. And I could see why people were pissed. I could see why there was a backlash. I understand it now. I understand it now. Like, I'm trying to be... I am extremely charitable. I'm trying to, but the examples they gave, like, I could see why this blew up. Like, it's offensive.
Yeah, like cutting people off, like fighting people is like, it just separates people more. Like, if you're so stupid, why do you believe in that? Compared to saying, why do you believe in that? And genuinely having a
okay, nobody is saying you can't use persuasion. Nobody is saying you can't try to like connect with people and have a conversation that has, you know, where everyone feels safe and respected, and where, you know, you could kind of work through the shit. Of course you should do that. That's a great idea. I'm totally in favor of that. What you're talking about, though, is people actively harming people in front of you and just being like, well, it makes me feel bad when it happens. Like, come on.
Quite literally why. Like, let's talk
that's
about
hard.
it.
I really understand. I understand that it's hard and it's not for everybody. I really understand, but you can't hold everyone to your same moral high ground and just assume that because I am not doing what you would do. My stepbrother does not think I am transphobic because I talk to my stepbrother doesn't think that. Why do people on the internet?
White liberals, man. Okay. It's so funny because this kind of question, this kind of statement in general is one that we all wrestle with, which is, how do I change people's minds on issues where we're not quite the majority yet without alienating people by being too strident? Okay? That is a reasonable thing. That's a reasonable thing to say. That's a reasonable strategy. And different strokes, different strategies, different designs, different approaches, that's fine. Okay? But I see, you know, as a person who makes content on the internet, the worst thing that can happen to you, especially if you are a progressive or a left-winger, is for your own side to reject you because you're bigoted. That's what will strike your audience away from you, is if they feel that you are bigoted. So you're trying to avoid being labeled a bigot. And let's be honest, a lot of people put people into boxes. They don't think a lot about it, and then they disregard that person based on that label that's been applied to them. So all of us are trying to avoid being called racist, transphobic, bigoted, etc. And when somebody labels us that way, it represents an existential threat to our projects, because we are left-wing people. And so we are trying to avoid those labels, obviously, because we've built an audience and a career fighting against bigotries of those sorts. That's me being completely transparent about how progressive influencers or commentators think, right? Like, it's like, I'm fighting for this and I need to avoid this label, because if I do, everything I've built has been destroyed. That's what they're all whining about when they talk about cancel culture. Okay, that's what they're all worried that, like, I'm going to be called a thing that's bad. Now, I don't think QTCinderella is transphobic or continuing her relationship with her father, even though her father is transphobic to her stepbrother. What I do believe, however, is that QTCinderella does not consider transphobia to be a deal breaker in her relationship. And I don't say that because I believe it. I say it because that's what it means. The words that you're saying, Cutie, are what they are. That's what they mean. And that's what a lot of people are hearing. And they're going, I thought QTCinderella was progressive, but she's willing to tolerate some homophobia or transphobia in her friends and relatives and doesn't consider that to be a deal breaker. And that hurts their feelings quite a bit. That doesn't mean you're transphobic. It just means that you are willing to overlook some of these things because of an interpersonal relationship. Now, I understand how fraught this is. My parents have bad takes, okay? My interactions with them are premised on the idea of, you may believe something stupid, I better not hear it. You better respect people. Someone trans comes around this house, you use the correct pronouns. I cannot force people to believe exactly what I believe, but you will be cordial. You will be respectful for everyone when I'm around. That's the bare fucking minimum. And if that's too much, then I'm out. I think that is the basics. And we can have these conversations and try to work on our friends and relatives who are not quite where we are yet over the course of time. And I don't want to isolate myself from people who don't fully agree with me yet. But the bare minimum is expecting kindness and cordiality. This split between further left people and liberals such as Cutie is so reminiscent of arguments and ideas that happened in the 18th century. Karl Marx and Engels developed scientific socialism, a direct refutation to the ideas of utopian socialism put forward by the likes of Fourier and Owen. Utopian socialists believe that as long as you modeled the moral character of a socialist and simply reasoned with those who did not hold your views, you would be able to change society. Yeah, I know. Scientific socialism is about studying the structures of society and how it results in the outcomes that we see. And what can we do as a self-aware class to re-engineer society to get equitable outcomes? That's what scientific socialism is all about, right? And I see why this was controversial in these queer spaces. Like, what are you doing? 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 Come on.
Like, if I talk to so-and-so who's transphobic, all of a sudden on the internet, I am transphobic. Even if I would to say, oh, I've watched that streamer before. You watch a transphobic streamer, you're transphobic. I'm not. You can't, you guys, you simply cannot tell me what, you haven't watched me long enough if you think you can, because like I know what I am, and I'm also very open, but I'm not open to bullying of any kind. Even if that's, I'm not open to that. It's not helpful. So it's never been helpful. Telling someone they're so different, racist people telling someone they suck because of skin color is obviously, but like all we're doing is telling people they suck. Why are we like, come on, gotta figure this out. And
hey, what did she just say?
Racist people telling someone they suck because of skin color is obviously, but like all we're doing is why are we like, come on, gotta figure this out.
And that's the thing too, it literally like, I'm the first person to like be, what the fuck?
I mean, this is just liberalism. Basically, being transphobic and homophobic is more socially acceptable than being racist. And so therefore, it's not okay to tell a liberal, don't associate with homophobic people and transphobic people. The same way I could tell her not to associate with racist people. That's basically what this argument is. And I completely disagree. I completely disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because why the fuck would you ever phrase it like this? Like, not only is this a bad idea, it's a really bad way to make your point. What you should say is, listen, we've made a lot of progress on anti-racism in our society, and I want to continue that we still have more work to do with on homophobia and transphobia. And me, as a prominent pro-trans, pro-queer creator, I have the obligation to go in these spaces where bigotry has been acceptable and try to change them from within. That's how you make this argument. Like, that's how you make this argument. Like instead of going like, you're not allowed to yell at me, I should be able to go into these phobic places without being yelled at and called a thing. Why don't you say, hey, I'm going into the trenches and I'm convincing these people what they're doing is not okay? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, this argument is also just so, again, you're yelling at the oppressed people on behalf of the oppressor instead of the other way around. It's who are you showing your back to? And right now, Cutie is showing her back to the bigots and facing the oppressed. And what are you doing? What are you doing? You can say the same thing, but in such a better way. What the fuck?
So to like sit back and like think about it from that different perspective, like quite literally is making me think too, because I am like the first person I feel like to get like, what the fuck, get up in arms over some shit. And like, if anything, that would just make that person like fucking hate people like me. You know what I mean?
Well, and I'm so
because
lucky
it's like
because
they almost like look for that sometimes, you know?
I have the privilege I need to use, right? I'm a straight white woman. It'd be fucking insane.
Okay. Thank you, Jesus. Hey, you have the privilege. You're a straight white woman. And okay, now we're starting to correct ourselves a bit.
If I didn't use the privilege that I have to help people navigate their bigotry.
Do I think navigate means a different thing? I feel like she missed a word there. I feel like she should say navigate out of their bigotry. I feel like there's a word missing in the way she phrased that.
That's what I do. That is this. Yes, you don't have to do that if you are so viscerally attacked. But me.
Oh, come on. Does that at all matter? I'm sorry. I'm very precise with my wording sometimes. And when I'm trying to understand what another person means, I'm trying not to read into what they're saying, but rather hear exactly what they're saying and get the definitions that come. Like, I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people do is they read into people, both good and bad, things that were not said. And I think this might be because I'm neurodivergent a little bit, where I try to fixate on exactly what was said and exactly what the words mean, so I don't go away from it and like impart a meaning that does not exist. I'm sorry, but Hassan has Halloween decorations. What are you doing, man? Maybe I do need Halloween decorations, but it's so late.
I do feel responsible to try to help. That's what I feel like I do. That's my privilege.
You know what?
That's our yap for the day. Sorry about
Sorry,
that.
I'm like, well.
And Katie, what do you think?
Katie just sitting back. Sorry, Katie.
No. I mean, there's someone in the chat right now, even just first step to being stupid stuff like that. It's just not helpful. It's not helpful for anybody. It's never helpful. Like, this is not helpful. Okay, but you talk to them, and they're horrible.
The people being biggest, not to marginalize. I mean, yeah.
I said.
I think that I'm not against, again, people going into these spaces with people that are still works in progress, because we are all works in progress. I don't want to enforce some sort of like fatwa against someone for saying one thing I disagree with. However, if I was going to collaborate with somebody who had a history of this kind of behavior, it would have to be something we talked about as part of the collab. It would have to be brought out, and they would need to come in my direction. Like, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just too. I mean, that just feels to be like basic humanity. I don't know what to say.
I'm trans, and it really does rub me the wrong way, though, especially with streamers. I think jokes suck. I've never said I like jokes. That's the funny.
That's her most leftist opinion. I hate jokes. Jokes suck.
Was that too hot?
It's a little warm. We definitely got a little warm there.
Sorry. I just feel like you gotta build a bridge. Someone like me.
No, I'm
listening,
and I'm
for
here.
You to build a bridge.
I'm just
trying to get people to be more open to do.
Be nice, chat. Be nice.
Like people not to be. I'd like a lot of things.
Right.
Right.
No,
do all your chats hate me?
No, I'm getting a little. Well, I'm an emo only right now.
Oh boy.
Well, my mom put it in, but it's a little mixed. Some people are under, some people are not. But that's like quite literally. This is a conversation that you could go back and forth all day about. You know what I mean? It's just,
you're still allowing them to act. I'm not. Not when they're active. You guys don't get it. If someone is active, and that's why it's good to be around people that are loving and able to say, hey, that makes.
Okay, this is what we should have led with. An example of where she tried. 303. I don't know why I didn't go to the moment.
Okay, so imagine this. You have a pie. Your favorite pie in the whole wide world, okay?
Apple pie. Okay.
Apple pie. And there's, unfortunately, there's some dog in it.
Oh.
Do you still eat the apple pie?
I would cut around the dog and eat the good parts.
I would just throw it.
No, I wouldn't. I'd throw the whole apple pie out, actually.
Yeah. Right.
Let's be honest. He'd eat the whole goddamn thing.
Just the
person we're talking about making homophobic jokes. Bro's first response was, I would cut around the dog poop. I think the problem is, too, it's like, I make a very big distinction between evil and stupid. And I'm sorry if this is rude to Lacey. He's dumb as rocks. You can't cure stupidity? What the? Oh, you can. You can cure. I was like, I thought you said you can't. I was like, yes, you can. What do you mean? I don't know. I'd have to watch all of this to see what this conversation looks like. That's like a full hour.
I get what she's getting at here. I come from a family of bigots. The only reason I still have them in my life is because I still really rely on them for financial help for things my daughter needs, but she needs to miss the fact that at some point you have to cut off the bigot family members when there's no progress and they refuse to change. I mean, okay. Change happens in a variety of ways, chat. And one of the ways that change happens is that some bigots are forced to be quiet and their opinions become private opinions. Like when we passed the civil rights laws, we didn't overnight convince all the Southern people that racism was bad. We just said, if you do this, this, and this thing, you will lose your money and we will use the government to take it from you. So a lot of people, when the choice was between losing their fucking money and keeping their mouth fucking shut, they chose to keep their mouth shut. Okay? Sometimes we had to use threats of violence to end bigoted, okay? But over time, the lack of tolerance for bigotry in society becomes accepted. And so I think that part of what makes bigotry unacceptable is that liberal people eat a little bit of shit when they tolerate it. I feel like it's weird we are placing this conversation out at such a reliance on the conceit analogy of family members. Cutie and Lacey are not family. She doesn't have blood that's thicker than water here, just the same skin tone. So is this a familiar analogy a bit weird? Yes, I completely agree with you. And I said at the beginning, I don't agree with that as an analogy. And even if it was family, I would still not accept it. So even if it was family, I wouldn't accept them being bigoted and transphobic in front of me. Like, I literally would not accept it. Okay? Even if it was family. This is a professional relationship. And obviously, if the collaboration is happening, it's happening because both parties feel like there's profit to be gained. And I tend to think if you want to project a progressive branding, anybody who interacts with you has to accept your fucking stipulation that, hey, cut this shit out. Okay, chat, I'm just speeding up this so we can get to the
I'm like skimming through the section, sorry.
She's reading chat.
Let's see this. Just smile, wag your tail, and give me 10 subs. That's all you guys gotta do. That's all you guys gotta do. And if you don't give me subs during the strategy, I'm banning you from chat.
Okay. All right. So to make your chat more approachable, because this is why it's important, you guys. If my chat is a safe space, if Valkyrie's chat is a safe space, if Pokemon's chat's a safe space, if why would they want to go on your stream when this is way your chat reacts?
Makes sense.
They like him for him, though.
You know, it makes sense. I see what she's saying. I see what she's saying.
Because if I'm hanging out with you, that means I condone everything you do. Is how it's seen in the public, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we can think different, and I can still think you're a good person.
100%.
And yeah. But we've got to think of it for the sake collabing. All right, listen. Yeah. I'm clearly here, viewers. I'm collabing with Lacey because I'm okay with Lacey.
Because you approve of the things I stand for.
I don't approve of everything you stand for.
Not everything.
Okay. But
some of the stuff I stand for.
I think he's a good person.
Hold on, Cutie. 1 second. Hey guys, we have 3 minutes left on the treasure train, and none of you fucking broke bitches are gifting me subs. How about you give some fucking subs? Open your pockets, tightwads.
So it's just like, we're all we do different things, and that's okay. It's okay we do different things, but we have to just make it a safe space.
Adam, thanks for the 5 gifted, man. I appreciate the 5 gifted.
Okay, I have an idea. Solution. Idea number 1. Kiss your homies.
Oh. Monkey! With the 10 gifted in the chat, Monkey. Thank you, bro.
I need you guys to either put your money where your mouth is, start kissing your homies. Oh, that was a lot.
Okay, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being the woke of the day, but I feel it's a little bit odd to have 2 queer black men as your example. I mean, maybe I'm being woke of the fucking day, but that rubs me the wrong way. That rubs me the fucking wrong way, man. Like, what the fuck is going on here? This ain't it.
See, that guy loves kissing homies.
D-Sum with the 50 gifted!
She doesn't want to educate these people. She wants to PR train them. Oh, Casey, did you see Jason the Ween yelled at you and said that you were washed? I'm sorry, Casey, to bring this to your attention, but
This Casey trying.
he does better than half a FaZe clan, then, you know, and those are actual viewers, bro.
I left in fucking 2012, bro. Does she have a family yet?
This is one of those things where it's like, as somebody who knows Casey, her family is doing amazing, and she fucking built this website. God, the like lack of gratitude from these people. It's crazy, man. The way I haven't even really been mean to them, I've said I don't think they're the worst, and that I don't even care if QT collabs with them. Yeah, you said something. What you said was, need a gay man to mock stereotypical straight men culture in a similar fashion. But then I realized they'd have to say slurs and essay a woman. How are you getting mad about that? How are you getting mad about that? She's saying that straight male culture is about saying slurs and sexual assault. How does that make you feel any type of way? How does that put you on the edge, Jason? That's weird to get offended by that.
This Casey trying, man, she just tweets. Jesus, man, she got left in fucking 2012, bro. Does she have a family yet? This Casey trying, man, she just tweets.
Mike, it's so cringe. You just defend Casey because she defends you. You can be more genuine. I am literally the most genuine. By the way, fake account. Come on your main. I'm too genuine. That's what people yell at me for. They're like, Mike is too mean. He's calling me a grifter. Why doesn't he just play along for clout like everyone else? That's what people don't like about Casey. We say the fucking real, we're real with our audiences. That's what they don't like. They want us to play along for clout. And it's like, listen, I'm not unreasonable. I don't want to like be an inquisitor or anything, but this is fucking crazy, man.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Because of you, I discovered Casey and VO, making you a piece of art soon to match VO's if you want it. Sure. I need to have like a fan art section on a stream. Maybe we could do like Friday fan art.
I'm talking about people in my life, right? Like, I'm not talking about you guys. Fucking think everyone.
A lot of people. I don't know that fucking man.
Freaking ghost hunting. Clean all the chats.
I know, and I feel like this is gonna get clipped crazily out of context.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. That's pretty good. Chatter, thank you for the who is this? Who did it? Bizarre. You didn't say who did it. Kai Koken? Thank you so much for the art. It's fucking sweet. Chat, would it be narcissistic to put this art as my lock screen? Be like, oh, who's that? Me.
Like naive.
Should we edit the VOD?
Thank you, No Time to Explain, for making that piece. I appreciate you.
Oh.
We could just cut this part because I just don't. I am not in the mental headspace to be dealing with that right now. If I'm being.
Oh no, cutie, poor guy. Cutie, what did you do to Vanilla Mace?
Completely honest.
Okay.
I'm quite literally.
I'm
not
gonna
in the mental
delete my
headspace
VOD.
for that.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
perfect.
delete my VOD. The idea that you can delete your VOD these days and get away with shit. People were holding on to a VOD of mine that was 11 months old so they could run out and go, haha, Mike, are people talking about misogyny in the space? Are they calling out Lolo overruled? Let's distract everybody with and Lolo overruled got chased to the internet. Well, everybody's mad. Well, let's throw this 11-month-old out of context clip on the timeline. So the idea that you could delete a VOD and that's gonna do anything, no, sorry, it ain't. Okay, where is the Vanilla Mace response? I think Vanilla had a response. And then we had a QT apology, and then we can do that. Oh, okay. I wanted to finish the I'm sorry, chat. Denim's dug this up, so I wanted to finish this.
Can't watch this shit. I'm sorry. I can't watch this. I have to like watch it on my own time and find timestamps for you guys. This is what I mean when I say like let's watch like 2 more seconds, okay?
You could go to Drag to Brunch with Austin show.
What's that?
I think you'd love it.
What is it?
It's at the Abbey, which is one of the best drag shows in West Hollywood. And they do brunch, and you give money, and they dance, and they sing.
Who dances? Girls?
Drag queens.
What is that?
That is men dressed as women.
Yeah, we're gonna pass on that one.
Okay?
I think I'm busy that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, chat, these guys are fucking little boys. They're not a threat to anyone, trust me. They would be sitting there making themselves real small if they were in West Hollywood. Trust me, none of these guys, they'd be keeping their mouths quiet in West Hollywood. All right, like the idea that they would be like hateful toward any queer person in West Hollywood is total bullshit. They could only do this shit from behind the computer screen. All right, like come on.
It's just in all respect to them. It's just not personally.
Can we move on so I don't say something mean?
No, just
I don't want to slip up and say something.
Then just keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
I respect people, everybody, no matter what. Personally, it's just not my type of cup of tea. It's not my type of event.
I did not go there 2 days ago.
It's not my type of event.
What do you mean? I didn't
keep
go?
your mouth
That's
shut.
fine. It's not your type of event. That's okay.
I did actually go there. Oh my god, we did actually go there.
Or
what the fuck?
I had a great idea.
No, I got a fatty.
Where you two do a sexy car wash.
Okay.
And all the money goes to Trevor Project.
Trevor Project, what's that?
That's awesome. It is a hotline that, you know how like if you're feeling suicidal, you can call a hotline?
Okay, yeah.
It's a hotline specifically for suicidal LGBTQ plus people that have no one to talk to.
Okay.
So it's a really great. It's started because this boy in high school got bullied for being gay and killed himself, and so it's a really
Rest
good.
in peace.
It's a really good charity, and
Okay.
so just some options. Okay, you don't have to do any of them, but I'm just trying to help you. You can do none of them.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You could do none of them, but I'm just trying to help your chat be more of a safe space for everybody.
Yeah, I think everybody in the chat donate too, and subs
to you,
to me.
Right.
Everybody in the
Okay.
chat should give me 10 subs right now. Donate.
Okay. All right. At the end of the day, no matter what.
Can someone explain to me the actual content that they do? Like, what are the children actually even watching?
What we think, because we all think different, and
Exactly.
that's okay.
That's okay.
Nobody's hurting anybody.
No. That's one thing I will always say.
Exactly.
No matter what you believe in, no matter anything, nobody deserves to die.
Exactly.
I agree.
Good answer. Good answer. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, I do think we've made no progress on that specifically, but that's okay. We tried. Okay? All right. I have a quiz. Yep, it's going.
Hey guys, the treasure train's about to run out. Can we maybe?
Okay, I'm changing my opinion slightly. There are funnels, chat. All right, there are funnels. Here's where we're going with this now. Those are not savable. Those people are too stupid. The problem is that my concern is that there are. If you purity test so hard, what happens is dumb fucks like Lacey don't actually become more progressive because no progressive people ever want to interact with them. So they just continue being total pieces of shit or like whatever morons to an increasingly more right-wing audience. I want to prevent that. That is my goal. My goal is to make it so that they have any progressive people in their.
I used to have I used to think a lot of things about where we are as a society, and I think I'm worried about gender polarization. And we need to have alternatives for these guys. And one of the things that's like, I'm gonna riff, but I'm going to be honest. So this is gonna be, maybe Mike's gonna cancel himself. But there is an incentive for this kind of like misogynistic boys club where they spread this shit. And the thing is, women hate it. Women objectively hate it. And it creates a fissure between men and women. You can see it in Korea, where like men and women are polarizing politically and they are separating culturally. But these guys, they hire escorts, they bring in OnlyFans girls and they hire actresses to fawn over them. Like they are some sort of like sexy, attractive guys. And it gives the appearance that, oh, you want women to like you, act like these fucking losers. And so it actually further polarizes men and women, because if their fans go out and try to interact with women acting like they act, they're going to end up a fucking lone. I don't know if you guys saw the other day, a right-wing influencer called HoFax or HoMath. He was posting about his life, and it was the most pathetic shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was without a doubt one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen in my fucking life. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get this image to like actually open. What the fuck's going on? Here it is. It's way too late for me to have a real life. I'm not getting married. I'm never gonna ever having a real relationship. I'm never going to build a house or buy one and make it the way I like it. I don't have the time or energy for any of that. I am an adult adolescent until death now. I got no chance to start any sort of a life that makes sense. You know I'm 40, right? I'm not in great health from stress issues stemming from the pandemic, and I can't handle 100% of my own needs. Never mind a family. Sure, there's a lot I could contribute to the world, but I'm not going to get much back for it. No matter how much money I get, there isn't much I can do with it. Maybe get a nice place to live or a car, but not a real life. This, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most virulent misogynists on the internet. And he's a pathetic fucking loser shell. In every way that matters, my life is different. My health is good and improving. I've lost some weight. I'm working out. I have a loving family. I take care of myself and fulfill all of my needs. I go to the doctor or the dentist when I need it. I have a robust social life in every single fucking way. And it's a mixed friend group of men and women in every single fucking way. And I'm saving as much as I can. Hopefully I'll be able to afford a home, but that's partially outside of my control because society sucks. But in every fucking measurable way, I am living a life that this guy is desiring. Also, 40, bro, you're still young enough. You could build a house with your bare hands. You could build yourself a 2 or 3 bedroom ranch on a cheap piece of land. What the fuck are you talking about? You actual cuck ass, you little boy. Like, what are you talking about? You sit on the internet all day. What are you fucking talking about? Like, what the? You could build yourself even a 1-bedroom cottage. Like, what are we doing? Get a book on framing. And like, what the fuck are you saying? But this is the reality of where we're at. This is the reality of where we're at. All right, let's get the cutie response, or the Vanilla Mace response.
Simply didn't agree with it. I was uncomfortable. Obviously, as you could see in the clips, you know who I am. You know what I stand for. If you're someone who's been watching me, then you already fucking know. If you're a first-time fucking chatter and you're just joining off of what you've seen on TikTok and you don't know shit about me or fucking shit about shit, then of course I'm gonna watching me. Then you already fucking know. If you're a first-time fucking chatter and you're just joining off of what you've seen on TikTok and you don't know shit about me or fucking shit about shit, then of course I'm gonna assume that you're just gonna make the assumptions that you're going to make. But people who know me and know my character and know what the fuck I stand for.
If you're gonna make yourself a ranch, you probably need 150,000 for materials. That's what you should definitely budget, at least that. And you actually need to practice your skills before you go into it. And you need to actually plan and not just like slap around like a fucking idiot, or you will fail. Just so you know.
How I'm gonna go about stepping back from everything, everyone, gonna touch a little grass.
What a fucking bummer, dude. All right, where's the cutie apology? I wanted to see. I want to end this with the cutie apology. Hold on. I don't want to watch Hassan's response. I want to see cutie's apology. Ajax the Many, exactly. I was just like, a guy who has relatively successful posts being a misogynist on the internet, giving up on life is very funny. The other thing I don't get is why was Cutie bringing them around FaZe in the first place? Bring Vanilla around to collab with, I don't know, Pokimane, Valkyrae, Caroline, Sandwich, people their audiences would actually resonate with. Props for you for starting so early and powering through. What do you mean? I feel great. All right. Vanilla did a bunch of fundraising. Okay, hold on. Where's the cutie apology? I can't find it. I thought I had it, but apparently I don't. We might have to watch some of it tomorrow, chat. We might have to watch some of it tomorrow if I can't find it right now because I'm getting tired. Hold on. I think I might have found it. Okay. That looks like it might be at least part of it. This was 2020 culture chat. Why is the Muslim woman the maddest one in the ad? I forgot about this. She has a bandana, but it's not a keffiyeh. The extended Pepsi commercial cut. This is an ad that Pepsi made during the George Floyd protest, chat. With Kendall Jenner. This is ancient. He's like, I ain't blonde. I need to be brunette for the protest. Which, honestly, unintentional symbolism there. He's like, don't worry, we have an ice cold Pepsi's here. But I also haven't opened it yet. Here you are, officer. Will you stop killing black men? Racism solved. Holy shit. Okay, okay. In all seriousness, let's read the QTCinderella response. Okay. When Vanilla Mace started gaining popularity, I was so excited and absolutely adored her. Finally, a massively popular female creator building something for the girls, for the gays, for everyone who thrives in queer-centered spaces. As someone who values communities like Vanilla's, where queerness and femininity are central, the bar is much higher for what is acceptable and what is normalized. It just is, because this is how we keep those spaces safe and fun for us. In spaces like Vanilla and Kate's, and mine too, follow me, women and LGBTQ plus people don't have to play a certain role to be accepted. We don't have to code switch. We could just exist. I think Cutie is more accustomed to a broader creator sphere, one still dominated by men, where certain behaviors get brushed off and normalized. It's not even about FaZe Clan's bigotry. Through their tone-deaf homophobic behavior absolutely causes harm. I really can't even be bothered to care what they're doing or that QTCinderella hangs out with them. I'm a grown-ass woman, and their unfunny homophobic little boy content definitely is not for me. But to each their own. I think what has really rubbed people wrong was seeing someone enter a queer-centered space and try to impose that same male-centric culture of normalization on women and LGBTQ plus folks, asserting very naive, privileged takes as if the viewers she was addressing were, quite frankly, much more educated on these matters than her. Kind of cooking. I think that Vanilla choosing to pause collaborations is smart. Creator sphere could be extremely fucked up, to say the least. I do think we should all take a few steps back. QTCinderella definitely isn't our enemy. She's just an ex-Mormon. A white woman with a savior complex once told me, another white woman with a savior complex, you don't build bridges by burning them. Sometimes you just have to be nice when people are being ignorant to get them to get it, or something like that. Love and light. Yes, I was high as fuck when I wrote this. An ex-Mormon. Did I say ex-moron? Ex-Mormon. Sorry, ex-Mormon. I think QTCinderella pretty much nails it directly on the head. Okay, let's see part of Cutie's apology, and then we'll call it a day.
I'm really sorry. Again, if you don't want I've heard what a lot of people are saying, and I am sorry for the hurt that I've caused people. I'm really sorry. Again, if you don't want this apology, then it's not for you. And clearly you're not hurt, but I'm apologizing to people.
And I feel like a lot of apologies are more about managing people's perceptions of you, as opposed to creating a bridge so that your relationship could get stronger. The VOD is 33 minutes long. Yeah, I'm too fucking tired. All right, everybody. You know what? I'm gonna call it there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Here's all the links. We'll be back tomorrow, standard time, which is stream goes live probably around 6:37. I feel part of the criticism comes for her tone, which is an autistic era. AFAB people are horrible when it's just the tone is off no matter what you say and do. I totally get that. Anyway, thank you guys, gals, non-binary pals for hanging out with me today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for all the support. And we'll finish the cutie stuff and get back to a hurricane and everything tomorrow. All right, everybody. Peace out. Stay safe. Solidarity forever, my friends. And that's how socialism wins. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, before we go, all right. I'm going to send you guys, gals, to probably one of the most emotionally intelligent men I've ever met, who happens to be Casey Tron's partner and one of my better friends, one of my best friends, the brain domain. If you want to meet a straight, cis, white man who's emotionally intelligent and has good takes and is well educated, there's no better place than the brain domain. Socialism ain't constructed in parliaments. So true, bestie. All right, everybody, stay safe out there. Solidarity forever, my friend, and we'll see you all tomorrow.